Hey Gary, how you doing? Anybody else might be hanging around out there somewhere? We are just gonna do a quick hangout, or maybe a long hangout. We'll see. It depends on how things go. Should be rolling there. Let me get my analytics set up here real quick. Okay, sound off. So we don't have feedback. Analytics turned on, and there we go. There we go. All right. Everything's up and running. Okay. Hey Marcus, how are you tonight? Say we're just hanging out. I'm bored. Football game was over. Battlehawks lost because they played like shit today. Gave up 4 turnovers. So cost them the game. Okay, move that out of my way. Meanwhile, I'm working on my Firebird a little bit. I basically got it just about ready for final assembly. I'm going to do a little more polishing on it and hopefully get her finished. Hey, Tinman. Hey, Mini Mike, how are you tonight? Dan? Yeah, I was bored. Papa emailed me and asked me if I was going to have one. I said maybe after the football game, and football game was over. Battlehawks lost because they were stupid, and so I'm just sitting here. Might as well turn it on as long as I'm sitting here at the bench. So yeah, we're working on the Firebird. Just about got it ready. I can kind of give you where we're at here. So this was the original White Lightning Firebird kit from MPC or AMT, same difference, MPC. Um, and one of the cool things it had a clear hood in it, which is which to me is just awesome because then it means I can show the car the way it's supposed to look, but still, if it shows, you can see inside to see the engine underneath. Um, so we were going to be using this hood, but I did go ahead and do up the other one. Let me get that. I have to cut that little thing off. There we go. The little hood hinge thing. Did go ahead and do the other hood because it comes with 2 styles. And yeah, I know that the 69s didn't have the Thunder Chicken on there, but or Fire Chicken, but it's my build, my world. I'll do what I want. So let's see if I can get this one in there. I have to trim those holes a little bit. I see. So that's what it would look like with that hood on there. Sorry, the light is kind of blowing it out. And we went on it. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of them lift pins. I think I blacked out everything that was chrome except for the badges. So the rear bumper is blacked out. All the window trim is black. Door handles, whatnot. The only thing I left chrome were the badges and the nose piece because that's like an iconic piece of the car is that big chrome nose sticking out front. So that's what we did there, and we gonna put some big meats under it, uh, drop it down in the weeds. AMT MPC to me, like the motors are always too small. So what I did, I was planning on putting on my '66 GTO build. I wanted to put in a 3D printed motor in that. So I stole the motor out of the Revell 66 GTO, built it straight stock, except for the addition of the distributor and wires. And we got that in there. We had to trim the transmission, tail of the transmission just a touch to get it to fit and not have the fan pushing against the radiator. But it fits inside the engine compartment and all that stuff just fine. I still got to glue down. Once I get it in, I'll get the coil glued in place, and then I'll build. I'll make a filler plate once I get the two halves together. I'll make a filler plate to fill in here to cover up that nice big hole and stuff in there. I'm kind of on the fence on whether or not I want to put the. I went ahead and painted them. Whether I want to put the side pipes on or not, but I got them painted there. And here, so the underside of the chassis we just did black. Since we're putting a big drag tire, I'm calling this like a sportsman class, a sportsman plus, because we do have treaded tires for the back, or DOT tires. Yeah, so that's what we're doing there. Of course, nobody sees the underside of the car, my builds anyway. So, but I just painted there basically black and then dry brushed a little silver on it to pick out some of the highlights. And that's where we're at on that. And then finally, I do have the interior together. It's kind of a pea green. I think it's a Vallejo pale green is the actual color. Or no, without a pale. So this is light, what they call their light green, without a pale green, which is what I normally would use for it. And then we did the wood grain on the steering wheel, and we did the wood grain on the console. I did take, when we get down to the video time, I did take pictures of it, of the stuff in there better. But yeah, I did the dash up because I know this camera won't. No matter how I try, it won't. And the shadow on the dash just won't cut it. But I did take pictures of it. So when we get down to being done, we will have that, show that. Did a little black wash on that as well. So where I'm kind of at, I'm going to do a little more polishing on the body. Move that out of the way, get the glass in. We may have it assembled by the end of this evening. Hey, Chet, how you doing tonight? Anybody wants to pop in? Oh, sure, I got the box. I've got several different versions of this one, but technically, this is the one it came out of. The MPC White Lightning, and I do have the decals. They're kind of old and not in great shape, but eventually I will have Terry redo those for me. Where did I stick them? Yeah, I got those. They're probably okay, but I would much rather have a nice clean fresh set for them. And then another one I've got has the is the blue one with the like 80s they're kind of combining best parts of both kits. This one with kind of the 80s style paint scheme, and these are the decals for that one, which are in a little better shape. And when I do the other ones, I'll have him do both sets, and eventually I'll do one. Well, I'll do a couple of these up and do those, because you can still get this kit without too much trouble. They still, MPC still have it. I don't know if they've got it in their catalog right now, but they have had it lately because I built it a few years ago, one of them. But yeah, so that's what we're working on this evening. Hi, Jeff. See if I missed any. Thanks, Marcus. We got Chet in there. I was going to use one of Matthew's. The first thought was I was going to use one of the 66 Nova chassis and engine and stick that up in there. But it was going to take a lot of cutting on that chassis to get it to fit, and then the wheelbase wasn't quite right. Hey, Natasha, how you doing? You doing up kind of late tonight? Because it's it's midnight there in the good old UK. So I was going to do that, and then but that was going to take a lot of work to fit. So then I was looking at using. I've got one of the Matthew Edmonds back halves, um, and that would also take a lot of trimming to get in. And then I was going to go that route. The front end of this is all molded in one piece, so that would kind of not be a no bueno if to use that. So I was looking at using the front half of a Chevelle chassis and the back half of that 3D printed chassis for the rear end, and I ended up with just 1 second. Sorry, I didn't want to cough and sneeze into the microphone. I got it's like 80 degrees here today, so I got the door open and the hay fever's kicking in a little bit. So anyway, where I was at? Oh yeah, I didn't want to just back cap this one and leave the front like it was. So then I figured, well, you know what? Nobody's gonna see the bottom anyway. So I just cut the wheel tubs out and most of the frame, and kind of if anybody looks close, the leaf springs are actually attached to the fuel cell in the back. So I mean, it's not kosher, but when it's underneath the car, nobody's gonna see it anyway. So that's what we're doing. And so I've got the 3D printed Pontiac motor from Texas 3D Customs coming for the 66 GTOs when we get ready to start that. And then on Tuesday or something, I'll find something else to start. But I'm going to work on this one a little bit tonight. Yeah, so we've been cold the last couple of days, but today, well, we had frost yesterday morning, and then this morning today it was 80 something degrees was the top. I think it's still above 80 now. Let me look. Yeah, 85. Yeah, it's still 85 now. Got up to 88. So yes, the dogwoods and the redbud trees and all that stuff, or maple trees, are all in bloom. So man, my allergies are going nuts. Oh, we got somebody came in. Who's Lieutenant Dane is here, and Papa is here.
Oh no, it's Fafa.
Yeah, I'm actually doing. I'm trying to do this so I don't blind you with the light.
Nice.
Go, nice suit tone.
That flaming orange with the white. I was thinking black, and I'm like, did it, put it under there, and it came out good. So, hey Marcus, I hope you're doing good today, sir. So we'll go put a second coat on. This is just so you.
Well, let me blow you up here, Jeff. There we go. Come on. There you go.
All right, down the white a little, then put a little black wash to just kind of give it a little. Didn't come out the way I wanted, but it highlights it a lot better. I originally thought of going black for the inserts. I'm like, no, that just with the orange is just not going to be right.
Yeah, that'd be Halloweeny.
Yeah,
looking.
And and somebody pointed out it was original Harley Davidson competition colors, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't going to work. But thanks for sharing. Let me share that, Bob.
No problem.
Hope everybody's having a great weekend.
The Netherlands. That's one place I've always wanted to visit. Sweden, Holland, Netherlands, that whole Denmark, that whole area up there, Scandinavian area. I'd really like to go there one day.
Well, that's definitely not a place Jimmy would go. My brother, when he was stationed in Germany, went up there a couple of times, and yeah, it's a very interesting region. Very nice, beautiful. Like Bob was saying, it's a very beautiful region.
Yeah,
It's
well, my
weird.
brother-in-law was in the Air Force. My mom and my sisters and brothers and all them went, but at that time I couldn't go because I had to work, so I didn't get to go when they were over there. But yeah, I'd like to go one day.
I think it's Amsterdam where you can literally walk in and ask for a bowl and a beer at the same time. That's his words, not mine. Hopefully this dries good.
Gary had a question for you there, Jeff.
Uh, I can't see it for whatever reason.
Says I'm not here for long, Jeff. So if you want a feet pick, you better act quick.
No, I don't even. Oh God! Don't confuse me with your boy girl Jimmy. But on the seat of this Buick GSX, after I put the white on it, there was almost like a houndstooth marking on it, which I was kind of surprised when it highlighted it. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm using about a 20-year-old thing of Tester star stuff.
Yeah, another easy way to do two tones in the car is if you go to like a crafting store, even some Walmart has it. You can get tape that has a pattern in it that you can just cut out and stick on there. Some of it's in washi tape and some of it's actually in duct tape that you can cut out pieces.
Yeah, I know a gentleman that belonged to the club that I was in. He uses ribbon tape. I think it's called ribbon tape. Well, like I said, I think the orange and white are going to be a lot better than
Yeah.
the black wood.
Yeah, flaming orange is a nice color. I did the one Fiero in that turned out really nice.
Now I try to do the with the chrome trim with the AK, brush it on. Usually goes on good, but sometimes you have to put on a couple coats. But the more I see this, I'm almost tempted to just take this brush and go up and do it in white just to trim it out a little different. It's like a lot of people love chrome on things, a lot of people don't. I've always liked that good clean look of not too much chrome.
Hey Jim, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself, Bob?
We're not too bad. So the football team lost, which kind of sucked, but other than that,
Well, sorry to hear that.
Good thing you didn't come north yesterday, Jim.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I heard in certain places in New Hampshire, I went and I'm like, well, what's the worst I'm going to do is call my buddy and just tell him to come get me. I'll pick the car up tomorrow.
We get a good 4 inches down here.
But we got nothing. I was like, Linda and Rue are like, yeah, we're in Springfield, Claremont, and I was thinking they were on 91, and that little area is a little higher, so it kind of gets wacky. And
yeah,
and then I was like, oh, the New Hampshire exit. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I went and looked at the radar and went, yeah, that don't look good.
Yeah, it snowed pretty much most of the day here. It was pretty bad. I mean, it was just a mess. It sucked.
No offense, Jim, but this is one time I'm going to tell you this. Better you than me.
hey Marcy,
That's
How
pretty
you
much
tonight?
how it all melted.
Some source.
Oh, let me shut that off.
yeah, and the wind is starting to die down here today too. It was pretty windy all day long. Today is and right now starting to chill out. Yeah, Kyle Larson won today.
Yep.
And
I'm not sure I want to go to the Cup race at New Hampshire now, the way that RCR is running. Like, yeah, Ben, we can go out to drink, but I don't want to hear what you're going to say to me in probably the most wonderful way.
So, Jeff, how was the show?
It was good. My back started giving me problems, so I left early. But I mean, what I posted on Facebook the pictures, and I mean, the 37 guy named Jody, he was down there classic plastic show last year.
Yeah,
Did
Jody.
some
Yeah.
beautiful, and I think he was over in Maine with you guys last weekend.
Yep.
He does some real great work, but that 37 kind of pinkish peaches 37 Ford really caught my attention.
Wow.
I enjoyed that one. And then it was funny because there and give me a second. There was a older gentleman talking about YouTube and he was talking about some of the builders and I rattled off a couple names to him later before I left. Bob, you're one of them. I was like, but I literally had somebody come up to me. I don't know to this day who they are, but because a lot of people watch it, we don't know. And he said, Fafa, and I just like, oh God, this is gonna go either good or really bad. Going cringy moment. Did Brian really fire you?
Oh yeah, you mentioned that last night. Yeah.
I'm sitting here trying not to laugh about it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he did, but I'll see you later tonight anyways. He can't keep me out. They look at me and I'm just trying not to laugh, having fun with it.
Yeah, my wife and I had a meeting that we had to go to Friday evening. We didn't get home till like 11 o'clock. So there was no way I was even going to. It's a good solid 3 hour drive for me. So I was like, nope, not doing that.
I know how that feels when I went to Massachusetts quite frequently.
Yeah, every time you come down, it's like that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 6 hours of drive to go there for a few, that would have been nuts.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that there was more builds coming in when I was leaving, and I was just like, well, I got what I got, and it was good, you know.
What time did you stick around till?
God, I was about one or so.
Oh, okay. So you didn't bring anything to put on the table then?
No, I build for the enjoyment. I'm not. I'm already over competitive in the hobby. The other hobby I have,
Okay.
so I try not to let that mentality bleed over to this hobby.
Well, I mean, it's like when I went last year. When the first time I went to shows, I went to the Valley Con and then Down East Con. And when I went to Down East Con, I had actually met Jason Hanscom, Blue Ox,
Yep.
and talking with him. And I didn't bring anything with me because I was just getting back into it. And so then, he was saying, no, you should just bring and throw it on the table, because I'm
Yep.
like, my caliber isn't anywhere near all these other people.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You build for your approval, not others, and
You're right. But I guess maybe I was kind of subconsciously worried about comments. So a couple shows later, I brought stuff and put it out there, and we went down to the what was it, PatCon, the one down at the Heritage Museum.
Yep.
I had put it on display only for that one, and and Tim Ryan was there as well, and I said, "You guys mind taking a look at these?" And they come over and said, "Yeah." It's like, okay. I said, "Well, what do you think?" It's like, "Oh, you should have put them in." It's like, okay. So that's what I started doing after that. I mean, this year I actually, when I went to ValleyCon, I had brought a few things, and one was my little Chiha tank that I did, a little Japanese tank that I had won in a raffle of one of those and put on the thing, and that was an open category, and I actually got a silver on that, which surprised me. It was the first tank I ever done. And then the other week there at Down East Con, I had also brought the little MASH helicopter that I did for the turkey shoot last year. And let's see, Rue had a civilian helicopter he had there, and it was like 4 other ones that were entered, and I ended up with the bronze. That one was a first, second, third, and I got the third place on that. So I was really surprised by that. I was
I
if anything, I figured I'd be fourth.
I really enjoy hanging out with Linda and Rue. They're just such nice, down to earth people. And
They are.
Rue is a fantastic builder,
Yes, he is. Yes.
and Linda is not shabby herself.
Nope, not at all. Oh, it's funny because at ValleyCon in the raffle, they each won a little Gundam, a little small Gundam, like 4 inches tall Gundam, and they had built it to bring with them to Down Eastbourne and put it on the table. And the funny thing is they call up Linda for a gold open on that one, and then as they're calling her, they called him up for silver, and then called her up for a gold, and they're very similar models. They're almost the same. And I was sitting behind him, and I touched him on the back, and I said, "So, what'd you do? Give her all your good tips and forget to use them yourself?" But you're great people.
Yeah, as you can see, I joke with them pretty good. It's like with the meeting there, and I threw the candy bar. I handed the guy a candy bar, and he handed it to Rue, and I said, "You don't have to share it with her." She looked at my brother Doug was like, "Oh, she gave me that sideways look." I said, "We got 3 older sisters. You think that stuff scares me by now?" She's trying not to crack up.
Nah, they were great fun. I got to hang out with them at both those 2 shows, and that was nice. Because when I went last year, like I said, first ever shows with those couple shows, and I didn't know anybody, so that was different. Just kind of wandering around by yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first time I met you in the parking lot of the Classic Plastic meeting at the VFW. You go, "Yeah," you turned and looked at me and said, "You look like a flop." I'm like, "What the?"
It's an odd pickup line.
I'm like, "Jesus, people, I do have a name."
Yeah, Baba. Bad Jeff.
Hey, no, there's only one good Jeff. Jeff Cicanelli actually just texted me. He said, "You doing a live tonight?" I said, "No, Bob is." Don't get over here. He's a good egg. He's like, apparently everybody named Jeff is apparently a smart ass.
Well, that's always being better than a dumbass, I guess.
There's
Yeah,
that.
very well said. But here, let me put this. Where is it? Right here. Kind of give you what I was talking about, Bob. Get in there. Stay in there. But you can see how much more that white brings out the orange, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have to go in and touch the door card up a little and different stuff, but yeah, I was like looking, going, that's it. But that's why I was thinking doing the drip rails in a white, just kind of like doing different than chrome. Don't get me wrong, chrome's nice, but at a certain point, plus I'm not a big.
Also, on this one, I blacked out everything except for the nose piece and the badges. I left the badges chrome, and then I left the nose piece.
And actually, that's what inspired me to think about that, Bob. And again, thank you for the shop card, Chet. Yeah. But you need to see it in person with me, Bob, and me, Fred, and Jeff. I mean, me, Fred, and Jeff Cicanelli.
Oh yeah.
You think the lies are funny? It's even better in person. Bob's quiet in person. He'll talk with you, but he's quiet, focused. I'm here on a mission to get a certain kid or a certain product, and that's it.
Oh, early in the show, I definitely have my shopping list, and that's what I'm on a mission to see if I can find it. After that, I usually find a spot to sit down for a while and really shoot the shit all day long.
And I was thinking of maybe when I talk with Jimmy next time on the phone, I have a talk with his parents. I understand for safety concerns, but I think letting him go there with you, Bob, would be a great experience. Traffic traffic is, but at the
I mean-
show, that young man's going to be safe. There's like 5 retired cops, 2 regular cops, and several military personnel.
Yeah, he's 18. He's a small town kid, going to the big city. But yeah, so if they want to go, they can go. I mean, I'd have room for his dad to go too if he wanted to go. But
I know Jonathan keeps talking about going and stuff, and
Kevin, there you
Oh.
are,
hey, Kevin.
Mark. But yeah, so on this one, Jeff, I did like the back bumper is black, all the door handles and window trim, all that's black. The only thing I left chrome were the badges and the nose piece, because that's kind of the car, is that chrome
Mm.
nose piece on the 69 Firebird. 68 and 69 both having that chrome beak out front is kind of the mark of the Firebird, so I left it chrome. That was a weird noise.
Oh, that was my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't figure out something changed on my phone, and it gives me a notification every time I send a message to somebody. And I feel bad. Kevin Smith, I've texted him 5 hours later. The message goes through going, oh, it's 2 in the morning. Going, yeah, this is good. But yeah, this week it's going to be busy as hell. I got to go do some home improvement, work on a race car, and if time allows, do some landscaping. We may have to, the day before I go flying down to Florida, I'm like, yep, I might be working till about 8 o'clock, come home, shower, finish packing my bag, sleep for about 2 hours, get up, go, wow, for sound, going, I'm ready to go.
Now you're going down there, what, May?
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I said too. My brother told me, he said, from May 10th until September, no place down there because of the hurricane season till September, November, will not do any weddings because they can't guarantee it.
Well, I mean, you always take those chances anyway. I imagine down there it's more so.
I don't know how they got the chick, why they kept calling it a chicken. It's actually a phoenix. It rises from the ashes. That's how that bird came about.
Yeah, but that's
That came about because
fire chicken.
Yeah.
somebody, Gene, saw a thing a Native American did, and they fell in love with it, and that's how that got its name.
Well, yeah. Well, the original one looked more like a phoenix.
Yeah.
Right.
You get the new Revell 68 kit. You get the real phoenix for the hood of that one.
Well, Kevin, when I walk out there, the first thing my brother's gonna lend me his firearm when I'm down there. First thing I'm looking for is big snakes and gators. Going, okay, when you bastards comes near me, you're getting it. Almost to the point where I'd rather stay at a sketchy hotel. Going, yeah, I feel safer here. So what have you been working on, Jim?
I am working on a 65 GTO. Club.
Cool.
Yeah.
You
So
couldn't pull that from the bench, Fafa?
Huh?
Nothing. I'm just being a smartass.
No, I didn't hear you. I heard something about bench
Hey, Mark.
Fafa. Like, huh?
Hey, Mark.
How's it going?
Oh, good. How about you?
Well, we're still here.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, Mark.
Not dead yet.
What's that somebody said the other night? I'm not fertilizing daisies yet. We're doing good.
There you go.
Oh, that's why it was not sitting right. Where'd my tweezers go? Boom, boom, boom.
It wasn't me.
Oh. Now it's waiting for paint to dry. Geez, Chad, I was almost ready to send you my address and tell you to send me some of them mixing cups. I got to learn to do that.
Oh, I gotta flip that around.
Oh, these little guys you can get off Amazon super cheap.
Believe it or not, I keep a lot of my medicine ones as well.
Yeah, that's what those are, but that's the same thing. I mean,
Originally, I was gonna go with a tan for that. Thanks, reminds me, I gotta figure out where my package is. I can't yell at UPS because Eastern. Oh, it's in North Carolina. It's in Nashua, New Hampshire. No, pray to get it gets up here. Now I watched a thing, and this car story was talking Oldsmobile. First, it wasn't doing anything with General Motors; they were doing with other companies, and Chevy, Buick, and Pontiac were getting the GTO type parts and blah blah blah. And Hearst, the directors of Oldsmobile were pissed about it. So when Hearst came calling, GM said, "Okay, you can only work with Oldsmobile division. That's it. Nobody else in General Motors can have them." Oh, you want to see Chet cry?
my GTO had a factory Hearst shifter in it.
Yep. See this? I didn't catch this in time because I looked at it from a different angle. Tried to tell somebody down in Tennessee they could have this to do a diorama. He says, "I don't want one with a crushed body." Like, no, it's the whole kit. Yeah, I'm like, I wonder if I could cut that off. Because you can see that is. Well, you look at it, Chevrolet and Buick are. Pontiac, I don't know. They still have Pontiac in the GM lineup?
Nope.
It's just Chevy and Buick now?
Yep.
Oh, I got to be quiet. Red told me never to speak during the live again. Yeah, that's Kevin exactly.
Hey, Sluggo.
When I saw that, I was thinking of the old Johan acetate. Yeah, it would take a lot of hot water, but it could be the acetate promos where they had a smiley face. That was the first thing I thought of. And please smash the like button for Bob. He's one of the true good guys of the hobby. Poor Brian, he said he had to go to bed at 4 o'clock at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, no. And the one thing I will not use is that one piece, whatever kind of rear spoiler. I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Square.
Yep, and that's because of the acetate had a tendency to warp over time.
Oh yeah.
But some of them things people still have get decent money for them. I'm like, oof. So now I got to decide if I want to go to in July. Go to the Louisville swap meet, which is it's a nice one. Or if I want to wait, go September and go out to Indianapolis and meet up with a couple of friends, or if I want to go to maybe Acme or Akron. If I go to Akron, Kevin Smith has to give me all of his model kits, on built model kits. That was his word, and I got the text to prove it. Well, you could put it in a diorama. You could push it in like it hit a tree, and they just stuck it in the backyard. I do want to, Bob, I'm sorry if I ask a question for everybody. Why do you think more shows like the NNL East or Acme don't go to a 2-day show and maybe put some clinics on the Friday night or Sunday before everybody just runs out? I mean, some people, no matter what, just don't have, they only have a certain amount of time, but
A lot of shows I've gone to, the clinics aren't that well attended. But the only one I've ever gone to where they really are is Wonderfest. And I don't think there's enough for a lot of the shows like APMS shows. There's enough things to do for 2 days, and a lot of people don't want to commit 2 days to being at a show. So, like, if you want to have your model entered, that's the thing I was talking about with the one over at Taylor's in Overland Park, where I have to be there on Saturday to put my model in, and then judge overnight, and the show's not till Sunday. So that means I have to spend an extra night there just to have my stuff in the show.
Yep. I mean, I understand both points, but it's like the GSL International Model Car Museum has got all of their stuff from all of or most everything they got from the videos they did at the clinics, and I try to point to Jimmy there. He goes, I'm like, Jimmy, you would learn so much from them master builders.
I mean, whenever I go to a show that does have a clinic, I usually try to go at least 1 or 2 of the clinics, but because I'm the same thing. I mean, I get to the show when it opens. A lot of times I get the early bird. I do my pass through the vendors tables real quick, get my cars put out. Then there's nothing for me to do until awards time. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, yesterday when I was at that show, it's a small show, but they do a paint clinic the past 2 years. The guy's a hell of a painter who does it.
Yeah.
Jim's seen his work in person. Jody did that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I almost bought that Ram Charger, Bob. I was like, oh, let me go grab this one and go, hey, Bob, I got one. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah?
But I did. The guy who owned it is a good. He's a good guy. We were talking. I said, you got a truck on eBay I want, but I can't come over until May to pick it up if it don't sell. And he goes, which one? And I showed him. He goes, let me know just before May. If it's not sold, I'll pull it and come over and buy it. Save on tax and shipping. And Mark, how did you do that voting in that contest?
What was the question?
Mark he was in a contest to win a boat, another model ship.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how he was doing. Last time I looked, he was well in the lead.
Yeah, she disqualified me for cheating.
For what?
Why is that?
Well, apparently ask our friends to vote.
Isn't that kind of how that works?
I would have thought. Vote for me.
Even if you read the rules that she put out, it says, friends, family, blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
Well, it's
So
a week before, and I'm not, because vendors had to change the vending, the building that hosted the show for Detroit got moved to Waterford Township, Michigan, and it's October 19th, a week before Acme. Like, oof. And then you got Acme right in that time frame, and another show. I'm like, yeah, this October is going to be a busy month if you can predict around and make some.
The St. Louis show is the day after Acme on that Sunday. So
Yeah, Bob, you'd have to drive awful fast to make that, Bob.
I'd have to leave right after the show on Saturday to be home, and then just stop. And when I got to St. Louis, I'm not going to make it.
So I'll go put up a question there for you, everybody, Bob. You're the only one that can highlight it.
Question. All right, there it is. And
I don't
no,
know
it
enough
shouldn't. It
about
shouldn't
Iwata.
leak. It should make a seal.
You got to get mine. I don't have an Iwata, but still.
So you might have a bad O-ring in there. I know with my gallery, it's got a weird tip that goes over and then the needle goes through it. So I have to make sure that's seated. Something may not be seating right.
Well, the needle tip. I mean, the holder screws into the body, so there shouldn't be any liquid coming out there. And your air seal also seals up. The only thing I think of is if maybe you got that your needle isn't moving far enough forward in the tip to. Oh, I know this one. I won't be able to show it. Oh yeah, I can get it out. Okay, it won't show, but let me blow this up.
Oh,
If the needle is not going far enough into the tip. Let's see. I need to clean this one. It's got gunk in it. It won't focus that tight, but if the needle is not, yeah, it'll focus that tight. If the needle's not seating in this end piece, then yeah, you could have some leakage there.
I tore one of mine apart to try to put the needle in from the front and didn't seem to go well. And I poked my finger one too many times, checked my A1C. Well, that was easy.
Oh yeah, and this one you got to take the tip out, the needle tip out to get it out to the front.
Yes.
Some of
Do you have a needle tip on that? Like Bob's talking about Sluggo?
Your needle, the end of your needle should stick out the front of this piece here, and that's what makes your seal. When it moves forward, it the needle closes off the paint. And then this next piece that I'm putting on here, that's your air chamber. That's what holds. That's where when you pull the needle back, it lets the air out and through the hole in the front of the cap, and it mixes where your paint atomizes on its way out. I just still got green on it from when I painted the interior last night.
That's why we call Kevin Mr. Depends.
That would be the only thing I could think. Is if it's bubbling while you're using it, so you're like getting bubbles coming out around here, that's when your seals are bad. Because that means the paint is getting in the front air cap. Instead of coming out the hole, some of it's getting blown back into the air chamber, and it can get out through the.
That could also be caused by blocking inside of.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about that last night.
If it's not making a good seal here, some of that paint can rattle around and come back, and then air pressure can blow it out the sides, or even the next one back. But when I put mine together, I usually put just a smidge of beeswax on the threads. Even though I have an O-ring in there, I still put a little of that beeswax. Screw wax is what I picked it up at the hardware store. It's for lubricating screws when you're putting them into wood. I put just a hair of that on there. It keeps paint from sticking to the threads, and it makes it easier to take apart, but it also creates a little bit of a seal. But yeah. Or if the needle is bent, it may not be sealing up. That would be my first look at the needle, make sure the needle's seating properly.
It'll be probably a couple more weeks before I send them tires out to you, Bob. If that's
Okay, no hurry. No hurry. That's not, that car is down on my list. I still got to find what decals I want to get for it.
I think a nice custom decal Bob's Model Works would look cool on it with a big, the Sabre 7 crown above the B.
Oh,
I
big
think
King
that would be
Bob logo,
cool.
big King Bob Minion logo on the front, on the hood.
We had a guy racing here in Vermont, Bobby Dragon, and on top of the summer until the 7 until NASCAR outlawed it, he had the Secret, the Crown. Secret 7 or Crown Royal, one of them crowns, because the guy had a bottle of it in the shop and they decided just to do that for fun and had the guy hand paint it on. I'm like, you could have that with a little tilt to it, like your King Bob logo there to use for your channel. I think that would look cool, Bob. But that's my opinion.
Still, that's the idea of your needle being tapered, Sluggo. As it moves in, as it goes in, it creates a seal. So I would look and see if it's not
Make
bent.
sure that
If it's slightly bent, it can't move down, and then do what I was doing just a second ago. I take a piece of like 1200 grit polishing paper and polish that tip a little bit. And there's actually kits out there, tool out there that will sharpen those needles. Or you can buy new needles, for them are not very expensive. If it is the needle that's bad.
could he have
Yeah,
the
there
wrong cap? Could he have like the 3 on it instead of the 5? The air caps.
That's possible, but that shouldn't matter as much because the needle wouldn't go all the way in. It wouldn't poke out the end probably, or it might not. It could be. But it's not.
I'm just wondering, thinking out loud. So
Yeah, if you had
much-
the nozzle and the 3.5 needle, then yeah, that would probably wouldn't seal right.
That's why I have multiple airbrushes. I have a brush with a 2 in it, and I have a brush with a 3 in it, and a brush with a 5 in it, and I never change them, swap them around. But yeah,
hey, Tin Man.
it could be that would be where I would look is the needle not seating in your tip. That's where I would start looking.
Jeez, thanks for doing this, Bob.
You clean it? That's interesting.
If its tray's all right, I wouldn't even worry about it. Unless it's spitting out a big clop or something, then. Or so my one, it's got one of them does have a bad seal, and around the back of the air cap, it'll bubble a little bit when I'm spraying it, but not enough to worry about. I just put a little beeswax. When that happens, I put a little beeswax on the thread and screw it back in there, and that stops it. Because that brush is not worth the price of getting new seals for. But I do have it's a Harbor Freight $25 one, but I do have the Harbor Freight warranty on it replaced. So when it gets so bad that I'll just take it back and get another one. They'll trade it out.
Good. Smart business decision.
Those I usually use for like spraying clear or not the fine work. The red one I was just showing, that's the one that has a 202 needle in it. That's for the fine stuff.
Right,
And I'm going to break
Jimmy.
down and get one of those big ones. He might be at work. Okay. Now, once I put the wheels on, can I even put the side pipes on? The ultimate question.
That was my phone again, Bob.
Oh, the first time it was like, boop, and it's like, what the hell was that?
He only
Yeah,
does it when he's cleaning it.
They will fit. Only does it when you're cleaning. And it may just be you got moisture still in the threads and the seals, and when you spray it, when you first time you put air through it, then it's pushing that out.
Okay.
The Iwata, I think they're like I'd have to look it up. I think they're no more than $6 for a set of O-rings and the Teflon seal for those Iwata airbrushes. They're not expensive.
A good place to look for a lot of that stuff is Midwest Airbrush out of Illinois. think they're out of the greater Chicago area. A friend of mine, Scott Riley, talked to me about them. I really love Spray Gunner.
Yeah, that's where I get most of my stuff from.
Boy, I had a nice long talk about all the stuff all you guys are doing for Jimmy and how much you're promoting the hobby, but you're showing what's really good still left in the world. So I got to tip my hat to all of you guys.
Yeah, that is really nice.
But as Brian said, you wouldn't do that. if you
And
didn't
here's
believe
Chet.
in humility.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Oh, so you like Bob better than us on Saturday? I see how you are, Chet. I see how you are. You hurt my feelings. I'm going to sit here and quiet now.
This is my care package from Jimmy.
Hey, I was on Saturday night last week.
I can't blame you. I wouldn't want to be associated with me either.
This is my care pack for Jimmy. I'm just waiting on some primer to show up.
Nice.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Mixing cups,
I had this all cleared.
paint.
Should I wet sand, polish, or just leave it the way it is?
Let me
Looks
run
good
up
for
that.
me over here.
Every
Yeah,
time I
looks
try to
good
wet
in my
sand, I
house.
always screw up.
Well, practice makes perfect, I guess.
That's been cleared already?
Yes.
Kinda-
Unless it's got real bad orange peel, I would just polish.
I don't know. Do you see any spots that you think need it?
I don't know.
There's a spot right by the leveling on underneath right fender.
I tell you, I got turned onto this. I got turned onto this by some guys for the wet sanding. Highly recommend you get some of this 3M Trizac.
Oh, okay.
You haven't heard of this stuff? Of course, I buy the smaller pads for my guy there in Europe, but a 6,000 and 8,000, it's got like a pyramid shaped sanding medium in it. So no matter how you sand it, it looks like it was circle sanded. It's really bizarre, but
Huh.
a couple of light passes with this and completely dull it down. So I do a pass with 6, a pass with 8. You got to put the water on the model first, but it's amazing for knocking down your clear and getting it ready for polish.
Yeah, and I wet sand with soap water and use absolutely zero pressure on the sandpaper.
Yeah, I used to use that and some different things. What I like about this is it doesn't leave scratches.
Yeah.
If you've never used this stuff, it's amazing.
Because you're not trying to really take paint off or clear off. You're just trying to level it out a little bit. So you just want it to start looking hazy. And then you go back and polish it. But if it's not real bad, I wouldn't even worry about it. I mean, even this one that I'm doing has a booger right in the top of the roof. And I was like, man, I didn't have to worry about. Got a little bitty spot. So I polished it a little bit, and
That's what I was asking, if you had any boo-boos you wanted to fix. Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad.
Well, on the roof,
Yeah.
but I think that's in the paint. Sand. I think that's in the paint, not in the clear. And that little mark on the fender, I dropped this sucker just as I was starting to finish it, and it nicked it right in the corner there.
Did you hear what I said? It was on the inside of the right fender. I know. I'm pretty sure you caught it when I said that, Jeff.
Inside of the right fender.
Yes, on the badge. Wait, hold on on him.
I think your clear looks pretty good. It doesn't look like it's out of scale. That's probably the number one reason that I wet sand down mine, is that it's almost too shiny. It's almost too. I always say it looks like it's candy coated. Like if you look at a Jolly Rancher or something.
Yeah.
yeah, if you like catch it on the angle, you can see through the clear if you got too much on it.
Yeah, or it just doesn't look right. It just looks like a toy. It's just got too much clear on it. So that's a big reason I knock it down.
Yeah, you're not too far from. You're a little over an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes, depending on traffic from the Classic Plastic meeting.
Oh, really? That's about as far as I am. It takes me just under an hour. It was
You're down by Foxborough, if I recall, right, Chet?
Yeah. I'm by Providence.
So you might be a little further than that, but yeah, that's
probably more like I would guess probably
Jason told me just go on the Zoom.
could do that too.
Yep.
Save a lot of gas that way.
Yeah, well, I don't get to get around a lot. I need somebody to take me, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes it harder.
I'm sorry, I don't do Uber.
That'd be way out
That
your way.
would kill you alone.
Working on this today.
Oh, nice.
I can tell it's a dragster.
Yep.
Flopper.
It's the Stingeray dragster. It's hold on. I have to prime and paint this yet.
That's the great thing about the hobby of modeling. All my stuff's here. I like it, and I don't like people, so I enjoy sitting at home and working on models.
This is the body for it. I have to
Second.
prime it
I'll
and
let-
paint it yet. And then I'm going to
One
do
second.
the hyper shift.
Oh, wow.
Oh, weird.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Is that the
Is that-
tarantula? that what it is?
real
No, it's
powder.
called a Stingeray. I'm
Okay.
doing it for the random weirdness group build.
You got that subject down. Was that based on a toy or a real car or something?
It's AMT model kit.
Well,
The
they've
body
seen it.
is 6 pieces. You got the back, the front, the bottom, the back, and underneath. And they really don't have any. They have one tab in the middle, and you have to put a little glue to tack it, and then start working your way to get it to fit.
I have never seen that kit before.
Auto World had it on sale a couple months ago. So I ended up getting, and that's the engine for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then
All right, here it is. Give me a second, and I'll put an image up.
that's the egg plane.
Cool.
I hand brushed that instead of trying to airbrush it.
That's the kit right there. He's doing.
I don't see it.
Kind of looks like a rear
second.
half of a Corvette.
We only see you, Jeff.
Well,
Just a second.
Bob's gonna.
There it goes.
I have
Oh.
never seen that kit before.
Yeah, me either.
It looks a whole lot like the tarantula, so it may
It's
share
like a
some
Hot
parts.
Wheels or something.
I think they use that chassis in a few. Oh, no, actually, Boston, I build more than you realize. I just don't show everything I build. That's just not me.
Hey, Bob, can you throw me up on the big screen for a sec?
Yes.
So something a little lighter then. But so I've got a gallery swallowtail, and I've got this issue with it that started the other day. Whenever I put paint in the paint cup, it leaks, and I can't really figure out why. Oh, I'm not. You put the wrong person up. Oh, spoil the whole joke.
I'm
Here,
sorry.
you keep talking, and I'll mime for you. Where was the
Okay,
leak?
well,
Unless you
I'm
want to
sorry.
unless you want to break your airbrush.
That's Mark. Sorry, this is real small. I can't.
This is getting
Okay.
funnier.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
I'm this guy over here. Yeah, so I don't know why the paint leaks out of the paint cup after a couple days ago. I decided to try
Flipping
to
it
do
upside down.
it didn't work. So,
Is that threaded? That's not supposed to come out, is it?
well, the cup is threaded.
Oh,
This part wasn't. It tried to play basketball and it lost.
oh.
I got this. I know. I just about cried.
Is that Preston? It must be Preston. Huh? Not soldered, is it?
The way it's sheared, yeah, something like that. But it just
Oh.
sheared it right off.
I would contact them. They'd probably take that back under a warranty. Bob's Hobby Shop, our Hobby and RC Shop. They're authorized gallery.
Well, I'll tell you what I did do. I did contact Gallery Direct. I actually purchased this. It's technically out of warranty because I purchased it when it first came out, November 2023. Their customer service is wonderful.
Sure.
I sent them an email through their link on their site within 3 or 4 hours, and I did it like now at night. At 11 p.m., I get an email back from them. Oh, so sorry. We'll do what we can to make it right and everything. Can give us your order number, your name, maybe a picture or even a video of what's up with it. So I did all that. And at first they're like, of course I need the body part of it. I don't need the rest of it. And of course they don't have that listed on the website as a purchasable item. So they're like, at first they were just going to send me out another one. And then she's like, oh, wait, you're actually technically out of warranty. I'm really sorry, but we can give you, they gave me a deep discount, like 40% off if I bought the same one, because I was out of warranty. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'll do that.
Yeah, and then you got a bunch of spare parts with you.
Yeah, that'll drive my OCD nuts because it'll be like I kind of broken one and all these parts I could actually have. No, that'll be a thing. But so, yeah, I got that code and put that order in today. And, yeah, they were, if you have any problems with the code, let us know. And first code I had trouble with, and they got back to me real quick. Somebody named Zeta, Z-E-T-A. And, yeah, I can't say enough about their customer service. It was awesome. It wasn't like, hey, so sorry, too bad, you're out of luck. They did whatever they could.
That's cool.
I was expecting, because I usually sent them and said, hey, can I purchase a part or can I send it to you to repair or whatever? And so they came back and fully expecting that, I'm going to have to pay because this is my fault. This is nothing defective with you. It took a gainer and bounced off the floor. That's not their fault. It's not supposed to be skydiving. So, yeah, I'm extremely happy and probably won't be too long before I get the new one in.
Yeah, the one I got was out of New Jersey. Hey, Chuck.
Well, I thought I was trying to show earlier my care package for Jimmy.
Y'all gonna remember this is Bob's live. Bob is as a guest only, so
Go
you
ahead.
have to talk to Bob for big screen.
Only thing I'm missing is I'm waiting on some. You gave him some spoons to test on, some pipettes and some cleaning brushes, and I got some primer coming. Then I'm gonna send this off to him.
Cool.
Use these for
Cool.
cleaning. These are the mixing cups we talked about. I bought all this stuff in bulk, so I got a ton of it sitting around.
Boston, maybe one day you'll realize I walk to the beat of my own drum, and what others think of me is not my problem, it's theirs. See, Bob, I can be polite.
You're beating your what?
I can be polite. I offered Jimmy $100 if he can go a whole month without the rest of this month without cussing.
Yeah, good luck.
All he's got to do is realize, be smart enough to reach up and hit the mute button, and he'd be good.
Yeah, every other word is bad from him. I'll be right back. I've got to pay the water bill.
And again, Dan and everybody, Bob has really worked with Jimmy a lot, got him to come to the show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Gary, you're helping the hobby and a young man who in a world full of me, you guys are a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Yeah, my kids don't take interest in the hobby, so I gotta support somebody.
Yeah, no, that's great. I just want to know where I got to sign up to get you be my sugar daddy.
Well, Okay, you've been listening way too much, Serge. Oh, the comment he had the other night was funny about it. It's like, Jimmy's a hot thing today. I was laughing, going, "Don't say that with Gary around." he as deranged and screwy as I am, I'm like, damn, Gary takes it to another place. But his is probably a little, as Kevin in Boston would say, that his is a lot more funnier than mine.
I keep trying to get Gary in there. I was talking to him this morning. Like, you got to get him alive. He is so funny. And I
Always
think
welcome.
part of what makes him so funny is that he has a very proper English accent.
Oh God, he will go crazy if you
So,
call
but it's really funny because when he talks, he sounds very professional, like very educated, while he's just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's perfect.
So he sounds like me, but proper educated.
It's when you hear his voice, you'll see what I'm talking about. And his sense of humor is so dry and hilarious. We had an off-air hangout, and there's guys from all over the world. One of the guys is up North England near Scotland. He's got a little bit of the English-Scottish mix. Sometimes he's hard to understand, and he was telling us something. He was telling me and Gary a story, and Gary, just without batting an eye, goes, "Google, translate whatever word he had for the guy to English, please." Oh my God, we died. Oh, we were dying, and it's just deadpan.
Lovely.
Well, it's like me and Brian were talking. Every part of the United States has a different verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
It really does, and different cadences. But it's you do something long enough, it almost becomes a secondary habit without you even knowing it.
Yep.
Well, basically, I know the science is that whatever language you learn by the age of 4, including if you have an accent, you're always going to have an accent.
I've had people go, "Where'd you get your Southern accent?" I'm looking at them going, I
Definitely.
know it must be from the south side of my house in New Hampshire. They're looking at me, I'm like, huh?
I'm from Wisconsin, but I've spent most of my adult life in the South or in the West Coast, and my family says I sound like I'm from, to them I sound like Alabama. I'm like, no.
That's a different Southern.
If I'm in the South, they're like, they know I'm a Yank. But I don't really have my Wisconsin accent anymore either. I got bits of it.
A couple years ago when I was down for Acme visiting my friend Scott, and I walked in the store, and the lady looked at me, you're not from here. I was like, yeah, what gave that away? I was playing. I didn't say it was in my brain going, my mouth's going, yeah, brain's going, don't send it to your mouth.
And when I lived in California, people said I sound like I was from the East Coast. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I mean, it's like you go to certain parts of New York, boy, you'd be like,
Yeah, definitely.
oh,
I remember the first time I worked out of JFK, and I met my coworkers that were from that area, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm in a mobster movie or something.
oh, it's like me and Brian were talking. He said, if you slow down, because that's half my problem is I try to do everything too fast. He said, if you stop using ours, what the hell is going to happen? I said, well, they're going to have to find another way to roast me. And the second part is I'm going to tell them that JB Hobby Shop, Hobby Loft stole all of my R's. But there you go. Where he lives in Massachusetts is more central. You go east or west, and they totally talk different from each section of Boston or Massachusetts.
That is true.
I'm originally from Jersey. We have no accent.
Joyzy.
Joyzy. Forget about it.
I don't know. I can go to my friends who lives in Manderville, Louisiana. I can go to them for about 3 weeks, and I come back here. You need subtitles to understand what I'm saying.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, my wife and I have that issue because my dad's originally from North Carolina. We go down there for a bit. Actually, my sister, it worked that way too. We went down for part of our honeymoon to go down and see that side of the family and everything. And we're on the plane coming back, and my sister is sitting next to my wife on the plane, and they're talking. And it's like, they're like, "Oh, where you from?" "Oh, we're up in Massachusetts, up outside of Boston." It's like, "Oh, you're just going up to visit?" "No, we're going home," because they sounded like they were living in North Carolina the whole life.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, they're full on Cajun down there, and if I spend a couple weeks down there when I come back,
Oh Lord,
I'm like the swamp people where they have to have subtitles. You know what I'm saying?
You know you got a bad accent when they got to subtitle you.
Bob, we really need to get Jimmy in here tonight. Apparently,
It's up
he
to
was
him.
doing some work with a family member and he had one too many beers.
It's up to him.
Oh
He knows how to get here.
Go wrong.
He wants to come in. He's more than welcome.
Lord, this should be fun. Yeah,
He's falling
I
asleep
promise-
before.
I promise, Bob. I will try not to give the target rich environment.
All right, man. I wish I would make LP5 in a bigger. These freaking 10 ml bottles suck.
Yeah.
I go
Now,
through.
do you, with all you guys different airbrushes, do you any of you guys have the side feed, and how much you like that versus say the siphon feed versus the gravity feed?
I'm not a big fan of siphon at all, but
I
I'll
use,
use it if I have to.
Siphon feed when I was, my dad gave me his old siphon feed when I was younger doing models, and that went to the trash pretty quick. It was terrible.
The only siphon feed I use is a Posh H for KBS clear coat.
Yeah, that's when I had a Posh. The H was the only one I've had.
Is there any reason or advantage to that?
I don't want to ruin my gallery airbrushes with clear coat in case I don't clean it out good enough.
It's a good reason.
That's good, Jimmy.
So I dedicated the Posh to the clear coat.
But I mean,
The,
it's just
the
because it's a different airbrush, not because it's a siphon feed, or
No, it's just because I don't want to use it. It's single action, so
Yeah.
there's no adjusting
Yeah.
the spray.
I was just curious if like there was an advantage to that type of airbrush for clear or something.
It's usually that, and it has a
No.
big needle, so you can hose it on.
Yeah.
Yes,
And Don Yost,
it's got
Don Yost, you really use that one. I can't figure out where the heck I just put my Pache H, which Don swore by up and down. But at the tip of it,
that Pache H has one size 1 needle, I think.
you can get two, like a 3 and a 5. I gotta find where the heck I put mine now.
All the other airbrushes I have 0.5s in. That one has I think it's a 1 or something like that, because I was talking to KBS Diamond Coat, and they told me you need the biggest needle you can get and a high pressure.
Yeah, I just recently started using a 0.5 for clear, and it's so much better. Now I was using a 0.4, but it's noticeably different.
That new gallery brush with siphon feed, even though I think it's might be a 0.5, but it looks like it hoses on the paint.
That's how I felt with my harder and steam bag with a 0.4. I was like, man, this thing really, really will empty out a cup quickly.
Well, the Swallowtail also has that 0.7. I've never actually used it.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I've heard it's a good airbrush though.
I love it.
The one good thing about this, let me get into here so I can actually see it.
I got that 0.7 when you're
This is
doing
where you
a
adjust the, this is
112.
the only thing you need to adjust air with, right there.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised that Jeff's got one of those?
That was the first airbrush I bought, but that's the one I used the least. The first one I ever used was a dual action Masters airbrush, and somebody told me I made a mistake. I should have used a single action first before I jumped to the double action.
Yeah. My first one was a Badger
I
200.
apologize. My chat hasn't been scrolling, guys. So if I missed something important, I apologize.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. My chat's been wonky as hell.
Oh God, Jimmy's in the Blumpkin room.
Yeah, I'm gonna break down here and get one of the high volume, low pressure detail guns here coming up because we got that 12 scale Camaro that I want to get done this year, and I got that was it ace or 16 scale 57 Chevy that I'm gonna get work on. So I need a bigger painting
You want to
apparatus.
envelop it in the cloud?
Yeah, need a bigger
Yeah,
apparatus for
I've
painting.
got a couple of 12 scale kits. I'm gonna have to get a bigger brush too, I think.
And Marcy and Chuck, I'm actually, Jesus, I hate when I can't. I've actually been painting on one. Somebody tried to convince me to go black, and I was like, no,
There you go.
Hey,
I'm
Greg.
gonna go.
We should have went black, yes, but then you know what they say.
That's it.
No, the black was, I think, was a little too dark for it, but
I'm about
Oh,
to
yeah.
spray. I'm about to spray both
Right.
of these with stuff like
Black and
look, Bob, I'm being nice. I just want to clarify. I am not wrecking any live tonight.
I don't care.
No, you told me I had to be nice to people a few weeks back. So
Well, that was the
weeks
snipping and snipping at each other. You know, yelling.
Yeah, Donnie, I like to. I just started using the 0.5 for priming too, which I love much better than 0.3.
maybe I'll send a care package of some paint, Alcalad paint to Jimmy, and then you give him some of the water-based acrylic clear coat, and then see if he can't do a one better than our friend Terry.
Well, I
The
think,
aqua gloss.
I mean, from what I've seen of Jimmy's rattle can paint jobs, I think he's going to be a really good airbrush painter.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just hope he doesn't do what I did. I when I first started using my airbrush, I was like 12 inches a foot away, like a can. 'Cause that's how
Yeah.
you mentally train for something, so it's hard just at
My-
almost 6 years old to that, but now I am.
My biggest problem. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just saying, great way to make texture paint job.
Yeah, stuff will be dry before it hits it. I was a rattle can painter for like 10 years. My first 10 years in the hobby, and then I've only been airbrushing for about 2.5. And I still have this habit when I'm painting of shaking the damn airbrush.
Oh God,
Yeah,
I do that too. And I don't have a cap on it. And
I was not a
everywhere.
rattle can painter, and I did
I
that
spill
too.
it all. I'll be sitting there painting, and not even thinking. I'm like, yeah, I'll just kind of shake it a little bit. Like, what am I doing? I spill all the time.
I did
I
that
always forget
once,
to put
but
the cap
I'm
on. So yeah.
I'm old school. I don't put the cap on the top of the
Yeah, neither
thing,
do I.
so you
Guilty.
only do it once.
yeah, I've had to clean up more than one spill up, Mark.
I because of that, I like having the cap on, but I hate cleaning the cap. Why? I don't know. The caps are so hard to clean.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh well, hell. Have to-
My Pache, what was that starter kit I had? It was a great airbrush, but the cap was like anodized. Oh my God, you couldn't get the paint out of that thing.
See, I'm an actual auto body tech, so I spray all the time, right?
Who's that? Who's talking?
Who's Mark?
Mark,
Okay.
I say project.
That's where I got my channel name.
Took me a minute to figure it out,
My
man.
my business
You
name.
got
is
two
actually
separate sets of sound settings.
Blues
Then one for
Creek Custom.
YouTube, another for the.
I think I showed that business card once, didn't I?
I don't know. I do have one model I can never show. Poor friggin' Chet would get one.
I have one around somewhere.
And thanks for all letting me be in here with you guys.
You're welcome. Everybody's welcome, as long as they're halfway civil.
Nobody had a
Oh,
choice.
I'm sorry, Bob, but if he's heavily medicated and he comes in here, he's asking for it. I'm just saying.
And it's going to be live.
Jimmy, and I don't
Why
think
not?
Jimmy quite understood. He's like our annoying little brother. We can give him as much BS as we want, but nobody else can. And there goes Red.
There goes the neighborhood.
Jeff said he's going to probably be in after dinner.
One homemade tool, or one homemade jig, I guess. Done.
Didn't you just have that body in bare plastic a few days ago, Bob? I've never seen or Saturday, was it?
Last
Last
Saturday.
week, was it? Yeah.
Last Saturday, yeah.
I can't believe it.
And actually, I can cheat because I actually have two of them. So I used my test build.
I'm
building on
amazed
this
how
one,
much
and then-
how much that looks like a '69 Camaro from the grill back.
Well, they're same basic bodies.
Yeah, I never noticed that before. But they almost look like the same damn car.
You know, even
Wow.
to the 70s and 80s, it was just the front and rear roll pans were the only real
Yeah.
difference. Most Camaro parts would work on a Firebird and vice versa.
Yeah, it might like this. I passed by it. Oh, where is it? Find it.
Let's see. I'm gonna go grab a '69 Camaro.
I passed by this tonight.
Oh,
68, one owner, original owner,
nice. Oh,
135,000 miles on it. He only wants 14 grand.
oh.
I stopped to take some pictures. The only it's in pretty good shape. I'm guessing it was the father's and he passed away, but the only problem is it's got a lot of rust.
Now, Dan, you're going to love this story, and Kevin can back it up. Kevin said when he airbrushed originally, he used to hook it up to car tires.
Yeah, I've heard people-
Yep,
yeah.
done that.
Yep.
And so there's 69 Camaro next to the 69.
I
Tire
love
rip.
that. Cliff and Jimmy loved that van from last night, though.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cool.
that was funny.
Oh, that
Oh my
van, yeah.
God!
So,
We
yeah,
used to use a bicycle tube or a car inner tube. Fill the sucker right up, and you could airbrush for quite a while with it.
Yeah, other than the front and rear valance, they're basically identical.
Hey, Dan, we need. I know a special. I'll have to email you a special design decal for doing a build like that of Gary and Jimmy together. I know a company that will make decals.
I gotta look into making decals because I'm pretty sure my wife has a ton of hobby stuff. She can make all kinds of stuff. I think we have the proper printers to do decals. I just need the materials.
You can
There's
use
something.
either ink or laser. Laser is better than the inkjet. The only shortfall is you can't print in white.
What color are you doing over that? And by the way, Donnie, what is Bob leaving me out of? Oh, okay, never mind. I see it now.
Bob, there's a couple different laser jets that you
Get with
can
white,
get,
yeah.
and you can buy a white
Yeah.
toner, but the white toner costs as much.
Yeah,
as
that's
the
what
printer.
it is. It's so expensive. Same thing with it. You can get an Alps printer, which works, but those are almost impossible to find anymore.
Right. I have a Canon laser jet. I haven't tried making decals with it yet, but the Ghost toner is $350.
Holy
for that printer.
Jesus.
Yeah,
They're showing some on the web. Holy smokes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, anything else?
$2,000.
Anything else you can print is no problem. You can get white decal paper, and you just try to trim close, because the only other problem is because the printer assumes that you're printing on white paper, so they grade the color to make it look right with the white showing through.
Yeah.
So if you put let's see, these were done on a laser jet, but they're here. Let me grab a blue one that would show more.
Yeah.
The problem is the colors from the laser or from an inkjet, either one, are too
Right.
transparent.
So like this, if I were to put this blue fire chicken on anything other than a white or a silver car, it's just going to disappear into it. The black one, I was able to pull off on the green, but I actually went ahead and make sure I had two of these in case I had to double up the decal to get it to.
That can be really nice.
I'm gonna try that. I got a friend of mine. He's supposed to. He hasn't done it yet. Do a complete wrap on a Galaxy Limited 44-foot trailer. But you got to use heat, and I'm scared it's gonna warp the heck out of it. And I just linked to something in chat about a company that was talking about.
Well, other than that, yeah, you can do actually better decals than a lot of companies put out, because you can print in 1200 DPI, so you can get really nice resolution. It's just you have to work it out to get your colors. Like on some of the STS decals, will actually, hey Cliff, he'll send you like on these, for example. He knew they were going on a dark red, so he sent a all white version of it that you put down, and then you put the colored one over the top.
Oh, okay. Hey, Cliff.
Cliff, some days, Cliff, I think you're Reverend Bukowski's, Jim Bukowski's great grandson. Okay. Only a certain age group will get that joke.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
I'm old too. Cliff never calls me by my
The
name.
sad
either.
part is I might be the old man here. That's scary.
I will be 60 here in a few months.
You ain't there yet.
Kevin Smith claims he's only 55, and Boston told me to respect my elders. It's kind of hard to respect him when he's younger than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll be 60 next month. 4 weeks from now.
One end of
I'm
June.
58. I'm 58.
And that's why I told Jimmy he came into the hobby. If he stays in it, he's going to get all these great model kits dirt cheap. Why? Because we're all going to croak, and you're going to get them for pennies on the dollar.
Or free.
Yeah.
My parents should be in here hanging out. Jesus.
Bob, if you
Thanks,
put me
Dan.
up my screen.
You're welcome.
Hey, check this out, Dan. I was going to send all of this stuff. Let me get over here to the right one. All this
Long time
unused
ago.
testers.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
enamels. I'm like, I don't need it. Maybe I should just send it to Jimmy.
Oh, I'm sure he'll spray anything he's got on hand, I'm sure. Gotta do is send him a care package with all the shit in your house you were just gonna throw out.
Yep.
Old
That's why I
telephone.
kind of in a way did that, but I was upset when he got two of them kits and they were broke in half. I was.
Send him
Oh, that's too bad.
send him a box with an old rotary phone and a VHS or VCR with no tape.
And a copy of a 1950s Playboy.
Yeah. Hey Jimmy, I don't need these anymore. Thought you might like them.
He's here now. You can take my ugly mug off screen. I don't want to scare
You
you.
might not even know what landline is.
I know that's the beauty of it. You've seen those videos on YouTube, like they're showing them a rotary phone. They're like, "What the hell's this? How's this work?"
I was on my way down to with my brother because he wanted somebody to ride down with him to a classic plastic meeting, and in New Hampshire, between Tilton and Concord, there was an actual working payphone at the rest stop.
Oh my God, I saw one
Was it
not
tacked?
too long ago.
I took a picture and I walked down to a couple of people. Poor Linda, probably she didn't kill me for this. When I told her this, I found her first original cell phone and I showed her the picture. She goes, "No, mine was the old big brick."
Yeah, I had a brick for my first one.
Yep. Motorola. Best phone I ever owned. Best mobile
I
phone
think it
ever
was
made.
a Motorola. It was GTE Wireless was the company.
Those are
That
those
was
were
back when you had to like you had to talk to a salesman. Like he came out to my work to deliver the phone.
yeah, those were 3-watt phones. You could get signal anywhere.
Hey
First
Dan,
one was a bag phone.
you got a
Oh,
comment
that's
from
right. My parents had bag phones in their cars for their business. I remember that.
Yeah, we had
Hey,
we
you
had
got a
one
comment
for
from Jimmy on your on the YouTube part of it.
So Jimmy basically grew up in an '80s household, huh?
So yeah, Jimmy basically grew up with Cinemax After Dark.
But it was all scrambled.
Yeah.
Oh, the best one I ever heard about that was Gabriel and Gracie, aka Fluffy. He talked about that and his stepson. I was like, damn, that was funny.
Well, back with the rotary
So
phones.
Jimmy's seen a pair of boobies, just not in one piece. They're kind of like Z-shaped all over the screen.
Damn, even Dan's popping up. I'm like, Dan's all right. He's going on Jimmy just for the
Oh, no,
fun.
I'm just speaking from experience.
Now, you guys are gonna love this. My two oldest sisters begged my parents for a phone. My father finally caved. You want to know what the first phone we ever had in our house?
Yeah,
A
go ahead.
payphone. A payphone.
It was hilarious.
God, I should have put one of those in for my ex-wife.
You're right out of the Brady Bunch there, Jeff.
I just
Back to the days of party lines.
My hangar in L.A. that we just moved out of last year still had a pay, but it didn't work anymore. They had a pay phone in the corner, still wired up and everything. Had the
Come
glass
on, Jimmy.
roof and everything.
Come on, Jimmy, hop in here. Gary's not here. He went to bed already.
Someday I want to see Jimmy's stuff in person because his model, because they look really good on here, so they got to look better in person.
What's that?
Oh, Jimmy's models. I'd love to see some of them in person.
He's got one on on the Fine Scale Modeler website.
Oh,
Really?
Clippy.
Yeah, the one from
Was he in he was in the junior category first place?
Oh, Clippy, I never thought of that one. Damn, that was good.
Anybody got a link to Jimmy's feature photo?
I'm pulling it. I'm digging it up now.
Hey, you guys get a chance, read the comment Clip just put in.
yeah, I saw that.
I remember people doing that.
Yeah.
I remember the big old giant satellites. You used to be able to get a lot of great live feeds.
Oh man, you were living large if you had that 12-foot dish out in your front yard.
Oh yeah.
Put a little knob on inside the house.
No. By today's standards, like that really wasn't a great experience.
So if you wanted to pick up,
Yeah.
you wanted HBO, you had like a position on the knob, and then the dish would turn and it would move and point towards a different side. And then if you wanted something else,
and
then you have
people
to turn
still
the knob
have
again. And oh yeah, and they work great.
Yep.
Talk to aliens.
Speaking of
all the time.
satellites, speaking of the satellites, I was watching Spies Like Us the other day.
Oh God.
You remember that scene where they missed with the laser and blew up the MTV satellite? My youngest kid, he was passing through. He's like, "What's MTV?" I'm like, "Oh,
Oh man.
Oh God.
Oh,
Speaking
boy.
of that, Red. Or
Yeah.
Kevin, no, Sluggo. I was again. Fluffy did a joke. He got stopped by the California Highway Patrol, and he said one of his buddies yelled in the back, "You know, fool! Last week we got to stop in Mexico, and that fool had a Rolodex." I was like, "Damn." Yeah, Jimmy, we don't need you to come in here.
Having a rough night, huh?
Oh Jesus, we don't need the details, Jimmy. Just the photos.
What'd you do? Have beer and Taco Bell together? Oh,
Yep, it's
God, yes. The push button cable select.
Midwest Model Vehicle
Well, he was
Association
talking
Fall
about
2024 Photo Cala.
he was talking about losing weight the other day. Now we know the secret.
There you go.
Whoa.
There it is.
Where is it?
Boy, I hope I can repeat what's going
Yeah,
on
let me
tonight,
pull up
Saturday
the
night.
copy.
I gotta find a small not razor saw.
Here, let me put it in this one.
The one
Is that the
What's it here?
under 12 category?
I don't even know where the hell I put that now. I got tools here and I can't figure out where the hell oh, I know where it is. A razor, I guess it's called a razor, not a razor saw. Oh God. It looks like this flex file, but with a saw blade. One day I might use this.
Jimmy Ride the Wind Jr. There it is.
You talking about one of these?
Let me see, Mark. Yeah,
See,
because
that's
I
what
gotta
I'm talking about. That's pretty good, especially for Rattlecan. That's pretty good work. His airbrushing's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
And I got another one photographed last time. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, I get it on my bigger screen. I'm zooming right in on it. Of course, the point's getting blurry. That does
Not
look
bad.
Yeah, like I said, it's got the hook and it's got the saw. It's almost like a bandsaw. Jimmy, that's actually cool. Everybody here had something they loved as a kid. That's why I'd love to get one 75 to 79 Nova that's not a hatchback. Then I could build my actual car.
Yeah, well, I recently picked up a kit that's gonna be one I had when I got out of high school. It was a customized van. And you know about the Scout that I did. That was a family one. That's a lot of my inspirations for the stuff with the cars is like something we had. Somebody I knew.
What year Traveler is that? Because somebody made some Traveler bodies, but I think they were
Really?
60. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it was on the Scout 2 version, so it would have been a 78.
78 Scout Traveler.
Yep.
I've got to find it. I found it, and I got to go refind it. A 79
79.
Ford Bronco. I got to
Oh, you found somebody made a body for the Bronco for
Yeah,
Scout.
because the Wild House Bronco, it doesn't have the trim where I need it, and I need one that way so I can do it right.
Yeah. Yeah, if there was a kit out for the Traveler, I'd love that because that'd be perfect. I mean, someday I may develop skills enough that I can do a conversion
Oh, I know who had that Traveler.
thing right now.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, no kidding, Bender. That's all right.
Hey, Edward.
Hey, Edward.
Oh, thanks for sending that that decal place there, Dan.
What did I send you? Oh, the one? Yeah. It's one of the
Interesting.
many places I buy stuff.
one what I'm trying to do.
Chuck talking about the old wrestlers. There you go. Sluggo, I mean, talking about the old wrestlers.
I remember, I'll never forget the first time I saw Andre the Giant when I was like 9 or 10 years old. Holy mother of God.
Working on it.
Yeah, he
Right
was not
now.
a little guy.
Nope.
The funny thing is that he was a math teacher.
His daughter's just a shorter version of him.
Huh. Cool, Mark.
On right now, anyways, is that stuff. Okie dokie.
God, don't tell me I somehow.
Hobby Shop just emailed me. We only have 11 bottles of Surfacer. Do you want to wait a week for the other one? No, ship it to me now.
Yep.
I was surprised that they had that many.
Yeah, his international traveler is a 60s version.
Yeah, that would be the Scout 1 version as opposed to the Scout 2.
But this is a guy, and he's part of Scale Speed Garage. I know that. Hold it. This might be the one you're looking for, Jim.
All
Oh,
right.
this is a 72, though.
Well, take a look at it.
I can present it so Bob can show it when he's got a minute.
So many differences from this, the Traveler versus the regular Scout 2. There's so many differences to it.
How close is that?
It's a 4-door, so that's different. The Scout 2 Traveler was actually a 2-door, that 18-inch longer wheelbase and stuff. Oh, go back to that rear photo, please. That looks like a 2-piece rear deck, like an old station wagon. Yeah, and the taillights are completely different. Yeah, the 78 version, the whole back is like a hatch, like on an SUV now. So you get part of the white top and the actual tailgate. They're actually together.
This is the one I need. If I can get it large again. Because you see that trimming around that? That's the one I've got to have. It does. The one I got now does not have it.
Yeah.
And I've tried 5 different times to get really half rod going. It was not doing it. And I'm like, I'm not going to ruin the entire kit just for that. So.
Huh. That sounds like that would be a lot easier project than the one I would try to do to make the trail.
I got a good. I got a lady. You're gonna love this, Chuck. I got a lady that is a couple doors down from me. She's 4'11"3/4. Notice everybody under 5'2" has got to add that little extra. So when they have micro wrestling come up here, I'm going to take her. I'm going to put hold the sign up beside her head. This is a female Andre the Giant of the midget wrestling world.
You said that was your neighbor?
Yeah, she's a sweet lady. I feel bad for her. A little over 2 months ago, she lost her daughter.
Oh,
So we keep an eye on her. She's, like I said, sweet lady. Always cooking me something. I'm like, damn, my diabetes is going to kick in bad. Hey, Edward. Or, as Kevin Smith likes to call him, Eddie the Betty Waiter. And thank you, Kevin Smith, because if I buy one of them kits off you, the deal is Jimmy has to go a whole month without swearing on a live. One day he might realize he can just hit a button that mutes. See, Bob, Kevin's got a bunch of Johan kits sitting in his closet.
That's probably a good place for him. If I get it, I'm going to build it.
Well, Bob, you could build some and sell some others and build way more kits and have all the stuff you want, plus pay for your trips, your hotel. Just saying. Kevin promises to give them me free if I come visit, but then he said, no, I'm not going to sell them. One of them types. I'm kidding, Kevin. Oh, Lord. How many beers deep are we now, Jimmy? And don't work on a model while you're inebriated.
Turn my volume up.
Jimmy.
Like,
This is going to be extra. You had one too many beers.
shut up, bitch.
Kevin
There
Smith,
goes. It's already done.
Kevin Smith said he'd give you a Johan Cadillac if you go the rest of this month without on any live swearing.
Yeah, sure.
Save it for your recorded videos, and you'll be all set.
I'll just stay muted then.
That would work for your benefit. Then I would have no reason to harass you.
Set up a push to talk buttons, and that way you can see whatever you want.
Tonight's not a good night to start, I'll tell you that.
Oh, Dan, this one's all yours. I'll sit back and enjoy the show and then have a little more fun with him. So did you get the Harley working?
Yeah, well, it's running. He ordered a bunch of them for the what's it called? The back of the bike with the saddlebags. He had a bunch of LEDs ordered, and while I was at work, he hooked them up wrong and couldn't figure out why they wouldn't work. So I had to help him hook them up correctly.
See, Jimmy, Kevin Smith just tells you a Boss Hoss Cadillac. That Cadillac you really want, that's $200, Jimmy.
God damn.
Look at that. Oh God! Hey, no, yeah, he's drinking Scudweiser.
You mean the only real beer? Excuse you.
Oh God!
Oh Lord, that boy has. Yeah, you never had a Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yeah, they taste like shit.
No, they taste great.
How's everybody doing?
All right. How about you?
You know, I'm in a good mood.
Well, good.
Yeah, Slogo, unless you got some serious change, or you got one of 3 kits I want: the MPC Super Stalker Dex Camaro, the Cooter, or Dick Trickle Mustang.
Dakota?
My Marlin's staying in the box. The only other person who's got a Marlin for me is Jimmy, Jeff. But hello, good Jeff, Mr. Cicanelli. How are you tonight, sir? Sluggo's already started it on him.
The power of Radokan.
Yep.
Oh God, that's a great comment, Jeff. That's true.
Jesus.
I can't see the comments, but
That's okay. You're not missing.
Restream doesn't like my phone, so I cannot see the comments at all.
Jeff, Dakota?
The Cooter?
I said Cuda. Oh,
Cooter?
yeah. I need one of them bodies.
I'm building 2 of them.
Ooh-da.
I showed you the body that happened to mine, right?
Yes,
That's an MPC kit. And that's,
right. Is that 124 or 125th?
That's what I'm looking at right now, and it says Actually, it does not say.
Do you want me to send back the one you sent me?
120. Huh? What, Mark?
Minus
He sent you some cooter? What?
Oh, no. That's a different car altogether, Mark. No, the hood's good. It's the front part of the body is all smashed in.
I'm fucking cracking myself up. Watching you idiots.
Oh, Jimmy, we're trying to get Jimmy to go to Acme. Yeah, there you go. There's another 300 to 400. And Sluggo, I gave one away and sold two to a really dear friend that gave one to Santa Claus.
Night, Donnie.
Funny.
Oh, that Marlin? That Marlin needs about 2 inches taken out of the front of it on the top. It's got a weird looking forehead that doesn't match that badass box. That
You don't understand aerodynamics that it pushes it up and over and to the back.
Well, you know, I like my custom shit, and that it just has a forehead. It needs 2 inches taken out the top, drop down a little bit so it'll match that fastback rear end.
But go buy the $150 kit, which you won't, and then you can chop it up and do whatever you want.
Me chopping it is why I haven't bought it. Because I'd chop it.
Look at Jimmy. Look what Jimmy Ledford did with this.
Oh yeah, his is badass. I love
It's
it.
just plastic. Unfortunately, it's expensive plastic.
It's expensive fucking plastic. What's that?
Hey, Cliff, are you still in here? I was going to ask you how that Vietnam airplane was going. Keep forgetting to ask you about that.
Oh, Cliff, you still with me for going to Britter's wedding?
Jimmy, your parents won't let you go to friggin' Acme. You think they're going to let you fly on the other side of the ocean?
I'll show up in a tutu.
You go to Acme, you'll end up wearing a tutu.
I'll show up wearing one.
That, then they won't let him go. Okay.
Me and Cliff will come in with the little spinners.
No, that's a Clippy only prop. They did a cheater that was it kind of looked like a Ferrari Daytona.
Be right back, guys.
Daytona?
Hey, Bob.
Daytona. There was no R involved. I don't know where you're getting that from.
I'm getting it from what you just said.
No, I didn't. You
So when you put a new cartridge in your printer at noontime, Daytona?
Hey, Jim? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Dan,
Hey, I'm a real asshole when I'm drinking.
Dan, you send some autographed feet pic from Gary.
I don't need Dan. I can just text Gary and get him now.
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
I got plenty for you if you need them.
He sees my name, he'll shoot straight up.
That didn't sound good.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
That's why Jimmy said he likes big ones too. Last night.
Let me see. I need to do the gold trim on the Monte Carlo, but right now I'm in no mood to do trim. So, can't do square body. I'm waiting on my motor to come in for square body.
Did they do one at a 30-second scale?
Do what? Oh yeah, here's chat. Oh, so I can look at chat. That's got
Well, let me
down.
share this. This is a kit that Red's talking about.
Just gotta scroll down here to go.
I thought they did one at one time, or somebody did a resin body of it. They did slot cars of it. Somebody did a resin one of it. I don't know who. Let me see.
On what, Kevin?
That was a specially designed race car to race against.
Oh, sorry guys, I had to go take care of mom for a minute.
It's okay.
Good, man.
But yeah, that one. I don't know of anybody. I'll keep an eye out. Check with Jimmy Flintstone. He may have something.
He has who's selling some resin drag bodies right now. What's his name? Man?
You're talking about Detroit resin?
No,
Or Drag City Cast. There you go.
no, they're resin bodies he bought that he's reselling. Who is it? Iceman. That's it. If you go to his from the collection series on his thing, he has a lot of resin bodies that he's selling now.
No,
Still working on my
I like my
from him.
I only support two 3D printers. And they're both, one's from New Hampshire and one's from Georgia.
I got 3 J's. Texas 3D Customs. I've ordered a bunch of shit from Texas 3D Customs recently.
If you want a lot of great hoods, check out Larry's Resin, but you're not on Facebook. That guy is really good.
Who had all them resin hoods I was just looking at? It's probably on eBay. He had a lot of resin hoods. All of his hoods had good reviews, but he had a lot of resin Pro Street chassis that didn't have great reviews. All of his hoods did, though.
Here, Jimmy, I'm going to link you to it if you can remember. Be smart enough to bookmark it.
Brother, I'm not going to remember shit.
Or just go over to Throttle Power and look it up.
I already lost.
Okay, let me see if I can share this. I don't want to bother Bob while he's doing something.
Go ahead.
This guy is always at the St. Louis show.
St. Louis.
Come on. Oh, I'm not going to shrink down, but. Here's a better one. You might be able to see it better, Jimmy.
Okay, I'm going to drop
All right,
out,
have a
guys.
good night.
Talk.
All right, Mark.
Thank you for having me
You're
on.
welcome.
Yeah.
You too
Rock
as well.
on.
All right, you too.
Alrighty, Mark. You too.
Have a good one, brother.
But yeah, Larry's is, let me go.
Rock out. Let's cock out.
Let me go to his. But like I said, Jimmy, his stuff is excellent.
You're sharing a black screen for me. That's not loading in.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just seeing everybody.
Like I said, mine.
I will link you directly to.
Yeah, there's no screen to share.
I have a black. My phone hates Restream, so I'm already having a few issues trying to do this.
Hold on. I will send it to you via
Pornhub.
email.
Am I moving around for you guys, or am I froze?
You're froze.
It froze. We're looking at your armpit.
Yeah, everybody.
All right.
All that I can hear you guys, but it's a black screen for me right now.
We can hear you, and unfortunately, you're trying to fumigate everybody.
Hold
Yeah,
on. Well, no, I don't want to leave.
Oh, if you fall asleep, Bob's gonna make a short of it. That's mandatory.
You can go out and come back in. That's fine.
All right.
And he's done it what, 3 times? Jonathan a couple times, Terry a couple times.
Ed.
You can, Juan, can you see what's in front of his screen on the YouTube portion?
There he
Yeah, you're
is.
moving now.
Bye bye.
That
you're
is
moving.
much better. How's it for you?
As Brian would say, you're still ugly.
All right, Conehead.
Ain't no cone head here.
Yeah, you got a fucking Conehead.
You're just blind. You're blind as
Pinocchio's got a fucking Conehead. Oh, I'm a real asshole drinking. No, everybody was a freaking. It was just nothing but a black screen, but I could hear everybody.
Yeah, yours was frozen. We can hear you just fine.
Jimmy would drink Stroh's beer if it was given to him. And don't lie,
What kind?
everybody's tried one of them back in the day because it was cheap. You drank to get hammered. You didn't drink to enjoy.
What kind? Strokes?
Stroh's,
Stroh's.
Milwaukee's Best, Mad Dog, Red Dog, you name it.
Mad Dog, yes. Mad
Sterling,
Dog.
Pearl. There was a whole bunch of those. That was a cheap.
The only,
yeah.
Me and my broke ass friends, yeah, we had Mad Dog and Natty Light just because it was cheap.
Mad Dog was a
Yeah.
wine. Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, Mad Dog 2020.
Did it come in a box?
Oh, it came in
No,
a bottle.
it's a bottle. It's
No.
it's
No,
like a
give me
whiskey
bottle.
around
Cheap
here.
ass wine.
Mad
All
Dog
girls
2020.
drank Boone's
It's one
Farm
of the
Strawberry
finest
Hill.
box wines I've ever had.
Jimmy, the one thing
It's not box wine around here. It's rough.
The one thing you never want to touch from this company at all is called Everclear. Swear to
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
No,
Good
And-
stuff.
You can use that to
one
clean your
time and I
breath,
was
though.
done. One.
Don't drink it straight.
Oh yeah, no, that was the issue. It was straight.
Jimmy,
I was bad.
I'll
I drink
make a
Kentucky
deal.
Corn all the time.
If you go to Acme, if you get to go to Acme with Bob, I'll send something home for you and your dad.
We don't need no one-legged hookers.
No? This comes in a mason jar.
Jimmy's virginity?
Well, if that's the case, I might as well just send it to Gary Ride to win to give to him. Oh, no. Jimmy lost that at band camp.
Band
Yeah, I got
camp?
another
What the
jar of
fuck are you
Kentucky
talking
Corn. I
about?
finished mine up on the,
Is
when
that
we
one
had the
time
New
at
Year's
band
Eve
camp?
live.
I never went to band camp. I made fun of the kids that went to band camp.
I went to band camp, motherfucker.
Ah,
Hell yeah.
You're gonna do that to a guy who's who's exceptionally nice. Oh, Gary, Dan, you need to put roast beef Ride to Win Junior on that box.
Make sure he's going to go down to the post office and sign for it.
Oh yes.
I
Oh,
prefer
because
that.
everyone has the show ID and they'll be like, this doesn't match.
Yeah.
My nickname on YouTube is Road Beef. Why? I can't tell you. I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't mean to add into it.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
trying to be.
I don't give a
I'm
shit.
trying to
Oh,
change
why
my
is your name Road Beef? I don't know. Figure it out. Bugging.
So
You notice,
angry.
Dan? Hey, Dan, you noticed Jimmy's never denied it?
Am I gonna say that?
And he did one night say on the live, and it's still up, that he loved Gary more than he did Kevin.
I'll say it right now. I like Gary more than Kevin.
No, you said you loved him.
I only love you, baby.
I have to go to Walmart and get me another for sale sign. I'm just about out.
I'm a goofy drinker.
You know, I bought things. It reminds me that the Hideout Malone Hideout truck back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of cup teams used to have cab over haulers. They were all enclosed like that. Got me thinking maybe I'd do that way.
There you go.
Look
But I
cool.
could do it with lace and put it Jimmy and Gary's C10 tour of America.
Let me think. How many do I have left upstairs?
Oh, let them sit overnight. I don't know, Bob. You think I should put these in white too, instead of black?
No.
Black would be for like the names are losing me. The scoops. They would be black. If you want to do white, it'd be more custom. But black would be what it really is.
Jimmy.
That's that GSX.
Yep.
That looks good. Holy shit, Jeff built something.
I'm not finished yet, so. This
It
is
looks good, man.
That's my next finish, Brian. Brian's love mobile.
At that Pinto.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This is what I played at band camp, Jimmy.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Drums.
Percussion.
You know I'm fucking with you, Dan. I love you.
Yeah, doing the same.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Okay. This body here.
Let's see. Oh. Well. Shit. I already put a fingerprint in it. I just noticed it. I got a fingerprint in this damn bank job. It'll be alright. Fuck it.
Little wet sanding.
Nah. It'll be alright. It's on this side. That just means when I display it on the shelf, I'll display it this side with no finger. Hey, as long as it looks good on my shelf, I could care less about all of it.
I've never heard of a clear etching primer. Does anybody else?
Clear edging primer? What?
Etching primer?
Etching.
Yeah. Well, primer could be in any color. It
Etching.
works. The heat promoter is clear.
The BC gentleman wants to talk about it. Anybody use it?
Yeah, I've got some. I just don't know where it's at right now. Yeah, adhesion promoter. I use it all the time. I used to use it a whole lot more. It's clear primer is all it is.
Huh.
It's designed for, like, modern cars have all the plastic parts on them.
Yep.
It allows you the paint to stick better to those flexible plastic parts.
Okay.
Oh, so it kind of eats into it a little, kind of digs in.
Yeah, it works good for plastic models too, because it if you have something that you want a little extra bite on. But yeah, I've got some. I haven't used it in a long time, but yeah, I got a bottle. Can of it. Duplicolor is the one I use. Duplicolor adhesion promoter. Who is it?
Learn something new every day.
I learned that one from Boyd Crompton.
I found the best way to keep my drunk father sober. Me and my brother would always go over and take his bottles of Jack Daniels or rum. And proceed to keep him sober and catch hell from being hungover the next day.
Jack Daniels, you're fucking.
What's wrong with Jack Daniels?
Oh man, I've already got to be pretty fucked up to do Jack.
I like that band.
I prefer Wild Turkey.
Were you mixing it or straight Jack?
I do it both. I usually prefer, but I prefer tequila over everything.
Okay, that I can agree with.
And Mexicali has the worm. It's not the same as tequila. People do not understand the difference.
It's the way it's made.
I got a buddy that'll only drink Jack straight. I don't know how the fuck he does it.
The only thing I ever refused to drink again, and it was nasty, is Zambuca.
I ain't even heard of that.
Oh, I don't even drink anymore. And the Clipster's back.
Smart.
Straight wild turkey. No, that's a bad day.
That's good stuff.
Oh, look, I'm going to film this Jimmy dancing.
I ain't saying it's bad. I'm saying that for me, that's a bad day. And the next morning, anyway. It'll be a bad day.
Hey, fuck off. I'm in a good mood.
Oh, Jägermeister.
Oh no, that's nasty.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Yukon Jim.
I no longer drink Crown Royal.
I'll fuck up a bottle of Crown Royal Apple, a Crown Apple.
I won't touch it anymore.
I only do it on St. Patty's Day because I hate them, but Irish car bombs. Only St. Patty's Day, though, because those are fucking gross.
Jimmy, you're not a true Irishman until you had a dark ale, and God, I cannot stand that stuff.
Oh, I love Guinness. Oh, Guinness? I love Guinness.
Oh, there's a lot of other ale. I mean, a true dark ale. Not a Guinness, a true dark ale.
What would you consider a true dark ale?
There are some real good Irish bars. If you go find the right one when you're old enough, it's heavy. That's all I'm going to say. It's very different.
Yeah. Like, we got a spot. It's about 20 minutes down the road from me. McDill's, it's called. Yeah. Me and a bunch of buddies are always popping in there every St. Patty's Day.
Oh, so you and Gary are going to open a bar at McDiddle's?
That was good.
Sorry, Bob.
I'm looking
Put me in
for.
timeout.
I decided this needs to kiss my ass on it, so I'm looking for one.
That's all right. Somebody asked me why I'm mean to you on the lives. I looked right at him and said, if he didn't say a word, he'd be fine. It's game on.
Well, everybody acts like I care. I really don't.
We don't care either.
Love you too.
We don't care if you.
You're our favorite rented government mule.
Still using that government Wi-Fi too. Stole from the school.
Yeah, you're funding it from all of us who pay taxes. Thank you, Jimmy.
Acting like I don't pay taxes. Shit's high as fuck in Illinois. All right.
I got thanks. Reminds me, I got to find out what track Jeff Secanelli races at while he cruised on a car there. They closed down Rockford, Illinois.
The high school up the road from me, the one I went to, we got it's the K-Hawk, the little Indian head, the K-Hawks. Illinois is trying to get us to change the name of it because the Indian head's offensive. Found that out today. Even the family of the dude's head, who's its model after, is fighting to keep it. Fucking assholes.
Jimmy, no matter where in life you go, you're going to have ignorant people.
Oh, yeah. Dealt with a bunch of them today. Dealt with a few stupid fucking cunts today.
Every generation has them, Jimmy. Every generation.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, my generation got a lot.
Normal.
Hate them. Dealt with a few today. I've got, and in this ear, I've got actual like a little bit of hearing. Bitch come in today asking for something, and I asked her twice, "What'd you say?" Because she was talking real soft and real quiet. And then after the second time she walked off, I don't repeat myself twice. I was like, "You fucking."
Some people are just very soft spoken, Jimmy.
Well, I get that, and I wasn't yelling at her or anything. I just was like, "What was that? I'm sorry. Like, my hearing's not good, dog. Like, what was that again?" And no, she turned around, walked off, and yelled very loudly. I don't repeat myself twice. And with my manager standing there, I had to walk away because I would have been fired right at that
You got a
moment.
license plate on her car that says classy by chance?
I had to walk away because manager were standing there because I would have called her a fucking snobby cunt.
Hey, Dan, I know the next thing we can do for Jimmy. We can get him a customized plate that says Ride Junior. What do you think, Bob? Should we all chip in and get Jimmy a specialized Illinois plate, Ride Junior?
You can do whatever you want, Jeff.
Ride Junior.
There was a pun in there, and I'm glad you caught it, Dan. Nobody else did. Poor Jim over there, JB's Hobby Lop's going, why did I join in with him there? He actually knows me in person.
Oh shit! I feel bad for him.
Oh, you know it's gonna be a fun photo etch project when they give you doubles.
What are you photo etching?
Shaping these grills for the front here.
You know, thanks. I was watching James Testers this morning, and he used an EV stuff.
Good, man.
Putty to put into the James Bond car. I looked at that and I said, why didn't he use a toothpick to kind of push it in, not so hard that it couldn't, and it would have given him even better, more flush. My God, my real car experience came into play.
The problem with a lot of this photo etch is it's so delicate, especially once it's painted. I mean, you use a toothpick or anything like a tweezers, you're gonna chip the paint off. It's just probably the most challenging part about building these Alpha kits.
It's the only reason I haven't attempted this yet. It's got 4 whole trees with nothing but photo etch
Yeah,
It's-
don't do that online, or you're going to be paying for Amanda's second, third condo.
most photo etch stuff isn't terribly difficult, but
Well, that
when you're
that kit
having to
has
do
working hood.
complex multiple
Hood
bends, it gets to be a nightmare.
That kit he's showing there has photo etch working hood hinges.
Well, that sounds like fun.
That they
Well,
work-
that
they fold up just like the real ones, and they work.
That-
They're optical. Yeah.
that on
Hey,
the I had that was the body for it. I have one painted upstairs. If anybody Gary Seeds' channel, when he first started, he did a giveaway of a painted up, beautifully painted blue and silver and metal flaked out the ass body for that kit. And I won it, and I was just recently was able to find the kit. And now looking at the kit, I almost don't want to build it because I have a strong feeling I'm gonna fuck that paint job up trying to put that thing together.
take your time.
Just wait until you've got more experience with your own stuff, and then come back to it.
Yeah,
I
it's
sold
all
it. I sold a kit I had in the stash for 25 years because I was too scared to put the photo etch together and paint it. And I'm like, I knew I didn't have the skill, and now 2 years later that I've got a bunch of experience, I wish the hell I had kept that kit.
and that's the only thing that deterred me is that photo etch. It's got a lot of photo etch.
You'll know when you're ready for it. You gotta do it. You gotta get some experience with it, and then it's not bad. I mean, this is a pain in the ass, but it's not it's not impossible. It's just tedious.
Let's just say I can already see when I go to do the photo etch, I'm just going to go ahead and owe Durr another $1,000.
Jimmy, there's tools like a photo etch bender and stuff like that. Start out with the wire loom holder for the motor. Start out with side scripts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Start out small. And Bob does a great video on them.
Get a strong magnifying glass.
Yeah, no shit.
Especially if it's
Roller is always good to have.
And when you go to cut them off the tree, put it under a piece of tape underneath it, so that way when it goes flying, you can find it.
Yeah. That was probably one of the hardest things to learn to deal with photo etch is how to remove from the tree without sending it flying. So the complexity of these, like you can't really see it, but this front bottom grill has got to be bent, curled like this way, and then bent the opposite way to fit. So you end up with these small
It's Concord.
pieces. Yeah, so those are all the bends that were needed to get it to where it fit there. You can see how I had to bend it and curl it. Now the trick is I got to prime it, paint it, and then get it in place without chipping the paint off while the glue dries. That's the fun. And then,
Man, I love that blue on that Porsche. That thing just looks so good.
this is purple on a Ferrari, actually.
Oh, purple. Okay.
Yeah, the Porsche is drying over there. I know it looks blue on this camera. It drives me nuts. This is actually a purple. But it's got the nice classic Ferrari logo, but now this has got to be curled and bent also.
Here, let me share this. Jimmy, this is one of the tools I highly recommend after Jim's done with that. Any one of these. Oh, wrong one. The right one. I know a lot of people swear by these two right here.
What's that?
These photo etch benders.
Oh,
Harbor
benders.
Freight sells them as well.
I've got this Master Tools one that I love. It's that second one from the left there, I think.
Got this one. And they're a great tool resource to have.
Yeah, this is really helpful when you've got to make 90-degree bends, and it comes with little.
Put him back up.
Comes with little plastic. What do you call them? Like spatulas or whatever to help you bend them.
Mm.
I need to get a roller. That's the next on my list. I've been using paintbrushes, but yeah, you got all these different ways you can shape the photo etch in here, lock it down.
Your tools are your biggest investment in your hobby.
Lock it down and then do your bend. That's if you got to do some, some really precise bending. I've been using a brush to get my, because I don't have a roller yet. I've been using just a round brush. Do you see the way that just curled up?
Yeah.
One pass with the brush.
Oh.
And then now this is a little more bend than I need, which is perfect because now when I put it in, I'll glue the one side, and then it just kind of shapes itself like yay.
Little smiling face.
Now the only piece left is I've still got to put a curl in it the long way too. It's a very interesting piece.
Oh.
And get it to stay still.
Fuck.
There we go. Then this will go on after I clear it. Otherwise, you got to be careful with this. I actually like this brass photo etch. The stainless steel stuff is the paint when you're test fitting.
Back off, I'm already on them.
Nope, you gotta hide that from Kevin Smith.
I'll tell you, for kit carburetors, these Johan Dominators are really good.
That's an old kit.
Yeah. I'm doing 2 Cudas. One that's Oxford Martin, one that's going to be just a Pro Stock.
See, and Jimmy, this is another thing about having the airbrush. Put me back up there. You can see how fine that grill is.
Yeah.
I get this bastard to. There you go. And that airbrush will paint that, and you will still be able to see through that whole mesh. It won't clog up any of the holes. Pretty sure you can't do it with a rattle can. If you could, I'd be real. There you go. There you can see it. You'll be able to see through all those holes when this is painted. I can put 4 coats of paint on there and you'll still be able to see right through it.
I know it rattle with when you have real small shit like that with real small holes. When you put the paint down, pull it. Grab it and blow on it real hard, and it'll blow the paint out of the holes.
Why work harder when you can work smarter, Jimmy?
Oh no, I agree, but that's just.
I've never looked it up. I'm sure it can be done, but I can't imagine.
That's just something I've figured out doing small shit with a rattle. I was gonna go get some more shit and fuck with the Starbrush today, but I started drinking and I'm not fucking with it while I'm drinking.
I've got primer on the way from my hobby shop. I'll have it next week, and then I'm going to send you a box with a bunch of stuff in it. I've got thinner. I've got stuff for cleaning the airbrush, pipettes for mixing, and mixing cups too. Just give you an idea, and you can get all that stuff fairly cheap on Amazon. But just give you an idea of some of the stuff you're going to want to have on hand.
Hell yeah. I really do appreciate it, man. Like, seriously.
I'm just looking forward to seeing what your paint jobs look like. Oh, damn.
Oh, shit, Bob.
Nice, Bob.
I recognize those wheels. What kit are those out of? The old Camaro kit?
No, they came out of this kit. The
Did they
wheels
really?
did. I modified them to fit the big meat tires, but yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are the same kind of wheels out of that monogram
The old
Camaro.
Monogram Camaro has some wheels similar to that.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the kit. Those are the kit wheels. I had to modify them to get them to fit with the drag tires, but
Hey, Jimmy. What Bob's doing.
Oh, I like that. Did you make that roll cage yourself, or is that kit?
no, it's in the kit.
Very cool. I like that. Oh, there you go. That clear
That's
kit.
what it's gonna have. Has a clear hood on it when I'm
That
at
is
shows.
cool. I've never seen that on a kit before. That's pretty neat.
That's like some of that tuner car shit, them clear hoods. I like that.
I used to. I'm pretty good with Photoshop. I used to do it for people. I'd take a picture of their car with the hood up and the hood down, and then I would Photoshop it to make it look like the hood was transparent.
I like that.
Just the bottom side, just pretty basic.
Jimmy, I gotta send you this. It's for that record too.
That drive shaft does not look like it could handle the torque.
Nobody sees this side anyway, so it
Yeah.
too really.
Oh, it's good though.
And it's alright. It's a Bluetooth drive shaft. Fuck it.
What color is that?
It is
Man, that's got a long hood. Holy cow!
Tester's emerald green over Tamiya gold, and I just dusted the green on top of the gold. So it's almost like a candy-ish color.
Where the hell is that?
I still can't get over how much that looks like a freaking '69 Camaro.
It really does.
That nose is
Well,
super-
they really were. They just had different front clips and rear clips.
That nose is, even without the grill, that nose is super long.
I love the clear hood on it.
I like that. That's
Yeah,
different.
that is
That
really
made-
neat.
That was a happy accident. I didn't even know it was in the kit when I bought it at the show. And
The
I'm so
tack
happy
is
it was
the-
there.
The tachometer is body color. Oh yeah, I like that.
Well, I had to. It was the person that did this kit before. I glued the old one on, and I couldn't polish the glue stain out of it.
Oh,
So I had to-
okay.
I had
Kevin
to put
Smith
one on.
is
I like the way it looks body color. That looks really
Yeah.
good, man. It's different. I like it.
Really nice.
like I said, Bob is probably one of the most underrated builders. People don't really give him his just due.
No shit. I haven't finished a kit in a month and a half. He's finished
Boy,
probably 3.
He's overrated. What?
You know, I just,
Underrated.
Sorry.
Underrated.
you know, I just realized all this time Sluggo was calling Kevin Smith Klinger. And that,
Yeah.
it dawned on me that's where Klinger was from. Jimmy, look at your screen.
Hang on, let me look. Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
Oh, those are sexy. Those look like the wheels off the crew cut. Oh yeah, those are the wheels off the crew cut. Oh, those are sexy too.
Oh, good. So I'll send him to Bob. I know he.
Jeff is going to put him on a 70 Pinto just to spite you.
Hey, Jimmy, there you go. You could put them all on a donk. Four tires for each corner. Actually, I was supposed to send him the clip, and I forgot to.
I have
Those
to say, I am
saw
super
blade
happy.
style one.
Could you take me off big screen, please, Bob? Nobody needs to see this great, handsome, sexy mother. Okay, I'm lying.
Mother pop.
You sure you're making me puke?
Thanks, Boston.
Oh, what your girlfriend was telling me last night.
Damn.
You mean boyfriend, bitch?
No, that's the problem. That's why you and girls are fighting over the same thing. That's why you can't get one.
Oh, my.
It's bad when
Ain't
Jonathan
another
can
one.
pick up one and Jimmy can't.
Oh, God, my ass.
Well,
Jimmy,
I believe this is ready for clear. I gotta let it dry a little bit.
hey, Kevin Smith, I did get your other thing.
Jesus. I need to go find my belt. It's the only issue with losing weight. None of my fucking pants fit me anymore.
HCL too.
That's a good price.
All right, buddy.
Oh Lord.
Wait, no. Oh.
Oh, I do gotta save one set of them for that off-road van. Thanks.
Where'd you get the saw blade dualies from?
They were a gift. I think they came from Olson's or 3D Concepts. I can't remember.
I say I'll buy a set of those. Those fucking saw blades are sweet. Those look like the wheels off the crew cut. If anybody knows what the crew cut is, it's a 2000s body, GMC Denali with the roof chopped off it, dually. Look up Gas Monkey Garage. It's a badass
Everybody-
fucking truck from the 2000s.
Somebody raise your hand if you have any idea what he's talking about.
Gas Monkey Garage, Fast and Loud did an episode on restoring it. It is I'm a 2000s mini truck, custom
What do they
truck
call
guy. The crew cut.
It was a crew. Yeah, it was a crew cab pickup. It was. Yeah,
It's a
This.
badass truck.
it was the first time it was, but
Well, now Jake Paul owns it, and it's fucking ruined. Jake Paul rode out in it on his fight with Mike Tyson, which that was a bullshit fight. I lost $200 in that fight.
I don't even know. I don't think Olson's doing anything anymore. Oh, thanks. Reminds me. I gotta go rocket bed. That's probably one of the greatest hobby websites ever.
What's that?
Rocket Pin. Here, I'll put it in the chat. I mean,
Okay.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna just get back in the chat. I gotta go get my link.
all right.
Okay.
Good. Like seeing you in person.
Mike Tyson didn't really show up to fight. Let's be honest.
That's a freaking old man.
Still an extremely dangerous old man.
Okay. All right. Let's put 2 on here for now.
Let me see. They may have some.
Put you up here to dry. Okay, so that one is Fine.
Any of you guys ever use Fireball for anything?
What is it?
Fireball? Oh, they got some beautiful truck and truck, the car tires.
Mm-mm.
They're,
Never heard of them.
hold on a second. Let me try. Give you a percent, Bob. Wow. When that Mobius did that F-250 High Boy, they're the ones that did the proper kit. You can't get it no more, but some are resin, some are rubber tires.
Huh.
Car. I mean, Bob, look at this. This is just some of them. You wanted the. Let me see.
Now those are Krager wheels that come in like in the Nova.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the detail on the backing. Center hubcaps. For the Pontiac resin, which Pontiac wheels from a 62 and a 73 up with a center cap. These guys are really good. I don't know if you can read any of that. Where the hell? This is more Chet right here. But you can do so much detailing. Trying to find. Give me a minute, Bob. I have to.
Okay.
You want to take me off big screen?
I got it on big screen, yeah, on my screen, and then
Trying to find. Quadra jet. That one look like a nice the Starsky and Hutch Dread tomato wheels. Thought they had some drag tires. No. Just for no. But yeah, they're really good.
Pro tip 101: if you get these old kits, make sure you take the tires out and put them in plastic bags.
That's the first thing whenever I buy a model, I open it to see. That's what happened to that drag car I got off Mini Mike. Again, not his fault, so I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to say something. You know, the tires were loose. It was stored in a garage in Florida all them years with no central air, so. And then a few tire marks and a little warpage, and again, some parts again for sitting in that heat like that. Jimmy must have went upstairs and fell asleep again. But yeah, did I link you to that Fireball, Bob? They're really good.
I'll look at them.
All right, let me put the link in there. So I forgot. I couldn't remember if I did or didn't. No, I didn't. So I will do that right now. The guy who bought Scenes Unlimited is ST Supply, and nobody knows why he ain't making that stuff.
And one neat thing about this kit, if anybody you ever pick one up, it has the straight 6-cylinder engine in it as well as the V8.
And he bought Kit Form Service out too, which has some really cool stuff. Oh, he does have it. Again, this is some of the stuff I'm posting is for like trucks and stuff. There you go, Jimmy. Oh no, that he still ain't back. I'm sorry.
It's not back.
Very reputable company.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, let me show you.
Let me see. That's not bad. I'm gonna give the Monte Carlo a few more days for that clear coat to dry. I got the motor for the 24 valve Cummins for the 12 body should be here in a few days. And I think all my stuff from Texas 3D Customs will be here this week. Once all that shows up, I can get some shit done.
There you go, Jim.
Fireball is fucking disgusting. I'm not a huge cinnamon fan in general.
That's not what that's about, Jimmy.
Oh.
That's Fireball resin from Oryx. They also got check this out. Let me do this for you.
There's the one with it. That's just in general. Fireball's not. No. I've done finished a bottle of Mag Dog 2020 and drink that shit.
When you get a chance to show that, Bob. Number
Yep.
20-inch, 5-hole.
That'll look good.
Yep. You got this guy. This is pretty decent. He doesn't have as much truck tires, and I don't know why. But he's got some real nice off-road stuff, but it seems like he's only gearing it towards the trailer truck. But let me get back to Fireball Model Works here. But Jimmy, yeah, they got some great stuff over there.
And what's their name?
Fireball. Here, hold on.
I know for that
You
ramp
build
truck.
24th or 25th mostly, Jimmy.
I do a bit of both. I'll use a lot of 24 scale wheels on 25ths just because I like how much bigger they look. And I like the big wheel and combo on cars. Sometimes they're harder to get to fit, but they look good.
And they got the old school hot lock and hub. Okay, you see them. Let me go back here. That's them ones. These are rubber tires, Jimmy.
Oh, quite cool.
There you go.
Ooh. Those do look good.
That's why I tell you never put all your eggs in one basket. There's a lot of stuff. Take the time, research, and that will help you. You can find a lot of stuff at a lot better prices too.
Yeah.
But when you get a set of tires and rims, and there include resin, check the ID, which is inside diameter. You get through STS decals. You can get a nice $10. It comes with 2 batteries, caliper, near caliper. Then you can measure and say, okay, that's my ID. Blah blah. Holy mother God, I'm being useful. I went, yeah. Ooh, Fireball.
A lot of my off-road wheels come from Texas 3D Custom. I like how he has the what's it called? He has a little thing you can adjust the sizes. You can go this size wheel, or you can do real big wheel. I like his adjustability on the sizes.
One thing I like about the guy I use out in New Hampshire, they pull one out. This is a 15x7 Krager. I like this because it makes it a little easier. I mean, there's some things that are a drawback, some things are good. But you can slot something right in there. You can epoxy the whatever you want in there.
That is nice. I like it when those resin wheels have that.
Versus, these are great. I mean, they're good, but there's really nothing.
Yeah. That's my only issue with Jay's wheels. He doesn't the backings on his, you can't really a lot of issues with them, especially with his big off-road wheels he's starting to sell. They're good looking wheels, but it's a little harder to attach them to wheel backings and suspension pegs.
And what I like about this guy right here, let me post it over here on YouTube. He free shipping. Hopefully all this information is being useful to all you gentlemen.
Yep, appreciate it. I gotta head out and get to bed. 4 o'clock comes too early.
Gary's got this week off, I think you said. You said you got some days off.
Not me.
Yeah.
I won't be here today though.
All
I
right.
need to go to out in Western Mass. I won't get home till late. But
Oh, Jim, I thought it was Lieutenant Dan's talking. I'm sorry, Jim.
Say what?
that's okay, Jeff. It's just me.
Lieutenant Dan, you don't have any legs.
Hopefully you'll make it. Hopefully you'll get to go to the NNLEs this year. I'm not going, so.
No, I can't make it this year. I'll put it on my list of things to plan for.
There you go.
I'd love to get down to Acme sometime and meet all you guys in person and stuff. For the rest of you, anyway. Jeff, we've met. But yeah. All right. You all have a good night. Thank you for another great stream, Bob.
All right.
All right, Jim.
Yep, we'll be around Tuesday night if you're.
Unfortunately, I can't
You're
make it
welcome.
Tuesday. I wish I could. I'm going to be out in Western Mass for a meeting. I'm not going to get home till really late.
Okay.
So have
All
fun.
right, Jim. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Cliff is next. You know this. Every Monday and Tuesdays are Bob's, except when Bob's got a meeting. Yeah, he's north of you. I know the geographic area he's in, but I'm not telling you. I like him.
Tomorrow's gonna be fun.
What's his
Oh,
eBay
yeah.
link?
Stop drinking, you won't have a hangover. Drink pickle juice. That will help.
Oh, hangovers, I'm fine. I'll be in a pissy mood, but I can function. I just got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Because Tuesday I work, but also Mom's taking my truck to her work. I have a good sized chip in my windshield. And her glass guy is going to be at the auto shop tomorrow, so she's going to take my truck, and I'm gonna have to drive her SUV, which I hate driving that big Denali she drives. I can't see shit out of that big old thing. And
When you adjust your mirrors too, Jimmy.
well, even that, it's all with my eyesight and shit. It's really hard for me to see out of that big stupid thing.
Why don't you get smart and go get some glasses?
Because I haven't been to an eye doctor and.
Let me put it to you this way. Had it not been for some popcorn, I would not be sitting here. Putting the things off only makes your life worse. Be smarter, be proactive. If you get on top of it, then it's going to be less of a problem long term.
It ain't like going to the dentist. If you haven't been to the eye doctor in a long time, it still takes the same amount of time.
Well, I need to now. If they would have given me a vision test when I got my license, they wouldn't give me my license. Far away, I had a hard time seeing, but it wasn't super bad. But recently, I've noticed it's getting a lot worse.
They both look purple.
Yeah, so you're near.
I'm seeing blue.
Yeah, this is really blue. This is really purple. The camera's not picking it up. I think it's the LED lights in here, to be honest with you.
They look good.
Yeah, this is ready for clear. This one I've got to do decals, and I got to mask off and paint all the window trim. This one I just did the panel lines tonight. I'll let that dry overnight, and then we'll clear it maybe tomorrow. These carbon fiber decals were a pain in the ass. Oh, I was going to show you the other nice thing about painting with the airbrush there, Jimmy. Already primered, painted, and dry to the touch.
Oh, that's way cool.
And you see how you can completely see through there? That's the beauty of, how light the airbrush puts the paint on. That's 4 coats of paint on there.
Wow. That looks really good. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's no harder than painting with a Randall can, really. Just trigger control.
Yeah.
Just can't glop it on. Just put it on real light. But yeah, you're gonna have some fun with that thing.
Going to use a whole lot less.
Yeah,
paint,
no
too.
kidding. Yeah, both of these, I used a 1/2 mil of primer and a 1/2 mil of black, which is 1/30th of an ounce.
What the hell? What's it? Oh. No. Field one stickers off the bottles. Look at that.
All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night.
All right,
Thank you,
Jeff.
Bob.
Anybody,
All right, brother.
Yeah, we're about
who
that
does
time.
Mondays? Anybody?
Cliff.
Sarge.
Cliff does, Sarge.
I haven't caught the Monday one yet. I got to work tomorrow, and then I'm off the rest of the week.
Yeah,
Like
Cliff,
that.
Yeah, PI Mechanic does tomorrow.
yeah, Cliff is unique, and it's wonderful.
You'll have fun on Cliffs.
I'm working on Gary, man. We got to get Gary on one of these. And Gary watches these lives the next day.
Cliff.
You got a message for him now. Yeah,
God.
He watches the parts that he missed.
So I should do a toter home because I know that guy in New York's got a toter home body.
Toter?
I could put Gary and Jimmy's Love Shack.
I've got some feet pick. I could Photoshop up Jimmy with the feet in his face, and then we can put it on.
As long as you've got one of these stickers on it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you're going to call it Toe Light. All right, gentlemen, have a good one.
See ya.
Dude.
All right.
See you, brother.
Good night. We're not going to be far behind you.
Toe Light.
Fuck me. Cliff's live would be the live Gary would probably want to jump on.
Really? I haven't seen.
Yeah. We don't call it Fuck Your Feelings Monday for nothing.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful live.
That's the Pro Scale Hangout. That is a pretty laid back. Every time because we have a Zoom room, so when he's going to take the Zoom room live to YouTube, he's like, "All right, now you got to lay down the ground rules."
Yeah, I'm in a couple of Zoom groups that do that too. It's like, all right, we're going to YouTube now, so you got to control yourself.
Those aren't fun.
Remember, outside people.
The guy that runs it, he's like, he doesn't even like doing the lives anymore. He goes, I'm tired of having to watch what I say, and trying not to offend people.
Fuck them. If they want to get offended, fuck them.
Yeah, well, the difference is he's a business owner now, so he's got to worry about customers.
No.
He basically turned his hobby into a pretty successful business, but there's drawbacks to that too.
Yeah. Man, me not caring is the reason why I have a YouTube strike on my channel.
I'm working on when I get some free time. I'm going to be setting up an off-air hangout for everybody that's open whenever anybody wants to join. If you're the first one in, you're the host.
Well, yeah, apparently YouTube doesn't like it when you say faggot in the video. I got a hate speech strike. Lovely.
Oh, what's he talking about? The teacher getting fired? I must have missed the story. The Restream chat is only showing me some of the YouTube chat. It's kind of weird.
Man, it does that. I'm using my phone, and my phone does not like Restream.
I posted something in the YouTube chat that showed up there, but it didn't show up in the Restream chat. It's kind of weird. Could have been the need of the sponsor, yep. I think I got a tool. Tiny bit of touch up here before I clear tomorrow. And I was done with this purple, and I'm going around it, and just one little tiny speck of white primer showing up here. I'm like, son of a. But not a big deal. But I gotta get the bottle out, mix it, load the airbrush so I can do squirt, and then have to clean. It took longer to load and clean than to actually touch it up.
Yeah, that's my issue. I get them done like this. This Firebird is done. Now I'm going to shoot the video and pictures and high definition pictures, and I'll throw it up on my 55-inch screen. And it's like, man, miss that spot. There's a smudge
The
there.
thing about Rust-Oleum, it sprays so thick that bitch get covered. You look good. Hey.
It looks good, but I can tell those rattle can.
Yeah,
Like I said, you're getting that out of Rust-Oleum, you're going to be kicking ass with that airbrush.
that's four coats of 2X cranberry and 3 coats of regular Rust-Oleum clear.
So this thing doesn't want to hold water, but let's see if you can see it there. That's kind of an idea what the clear's it's going to look like with the clear. Darkens up a bit.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, these paints are satin at best. So it's always fun to get the clear on and see the color actually come alive.
The difference, yeah, when it's not scattering the light like
Yeah.
it is when.
I always love like when I'm
It's still
decaling and I see the water. I'm like, ooh, like I have that Ferrari I got off my ass and finished. The color on it looks not cleared. It looks like black. And then once you put the clear on, all of a sudden it has all these silver sparkles buried in the paint that you couldn't see until it was cleared.
Leg off, young.
Totally different before and after.
Yeah, the tester's blazing black is that way. It just looks black until you hit it with a clear, and all the silver
Yeah,
metal plate
that's
pops
such
out.
a cool effect. I don't know about a lot of the automotive clears, but this clear I'm using, I can paint over lacquer, enamel. I'm about to do a touch up with acrylic here, and which is nice because I like to use acrylic to paint. Like on this one, when I paint my window frames, I'll do it in acrylic, and depending if I want glossy or not, I'll either do them under the clear or over the clear. And the clear doesn't affect the acrylic at all. So like if I'm doing chrome, ProScale has a super fine silver that most people on camera think it's bare metal foil, but I'll paint that chrome under the clear coat so it's sealed.
Actually, this is the first time I've actually ever used Rust-Oleum clear, and it turned out good. I don't ever clear coat my shit.
That Jimmy, I wish I'd have seen it. We were talking this earlier before you got home. That could definitely benefit from a wet sand polish because it'll make that clear not look, make it look less like a toy and more like a real clear job, if you will, on a real.
Yeah.
Which you still can. I would just give it about a week.
Yeah. We'll give it about a week to cure.
Oh yeah.
And then start with like 1500 grit sandpaper and just lightly wet sand it, just no pressure, just the weight of the paper almost.
That looks so smooth. You might want to go higher than that.
Yeah, go higher.
I could clear it, make it look really good, but at the same time, it's just going to sit on my shelf, and I'm going to enjoy it. Which is why I haven't wet sanded and polished or done anything like that, or even cleared.
Well, eventually you're gonna wanna go to a contest eventually, or no?
I've been to a couple, and with non-clear coated, non-polished, just straight out of the can. I've gotten
wins all the time.
I've gotten photoed twice for a magazine, and I've got a truck that's second, a lifted Tahoe that took third, and a General Lee 2009 Charger that took first.
Well, I would just say don't get a false sense of hope of whatever there, because that it all depends on who's at the contest and who's judging and all that.
Yeah. Which I could care less about the awards or judging or magazines. I was like showing off my shit. If you don't like it, well, hey, go fuck yourself. Okay. I like it. Fuck you. I don't care.
Yeah, for me,
It
it's
looks good on my shelf.
about the challenge of improving.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely would like some crazy, like cool looking shit, but like again, it's gonna sit on my shelf. I am a huge fan of lowriders though, so this airbrush is gonna be used for a lot of lowriders.
Yeah, those are the boys that'll whoop your ass at a contest.
I've had my ass whooped by a few lowriders. They look fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if they're gonna sit on my shelf, I'll do a YouTube video about them, and then nobody else will see them unless I take them to a show.
Those cars for me, those are the ones that didn't turn out good. Those are the ones that stay on the shelf and don't leave the house.
I've taken ones that look like shit to a show before. They looked like shit, but I put a lot of work into them, and I was pretty proud of them. That's the only reason I took them. Did I get a few people saying they look like shit? Yeah. What did I say? Go fuck yourself. I had fun. I don't care. Oh, I'm fun drinking. God damn.
Yeah, she's ready for clear.
Awards and stuff like that. I don't know. Me. I just like going and talking to everybody. I'll bring some shit and show it off, but otherwise I care less if I win or
I've
whatever.
been in a lot of contests I didn't win anything, but every contest I walked away learning something for sure.
Oh yeah.
I would.
See, that's one thing that's changed from like 20 years ago. 20 years ago, nobody would tell you jack shit about how they did this or how they did that because they were afraid, because they didn't want to give away their secrets.
You know, that's a really good point.
Social media has almost completely changed that attitude where now everybody's like, oh yeah, this is how I did that. You know, if you can't figure it out, give me a call and we'll
because now the reward is the likes and the views.
I did that at the last show we went to. Bob, I had a guy ask me about the which truck was he was asking me about? That big black F-350. Asked how I got that because I wrote on the thing painted with Rust-Oleum. And he was asking me, how the hell did I get Rust-Oleum to look that good? And I stood there and explained to him it's a day's process. If you want to use primer, you can. I don't usually primer my shit. Give the primer 45 minutes to dry. First coat of paint, lay it on there real thin, give it 30 minutes. Second coat, a little thicker, but still thin, another 30 minutes. Third coat, lay it on there super thick, give it another 30 minutes. And by that third coat, you'll be able to tell if you need another coat or not. And if you need another coat, lay that fourth coat on again real thin. And it's just another whole process. Usually by the fourth one, you do not need another coat. It'll be just fine.
I know
give it another hour or two. And then if you're clear coating, same thing, thin coat of clear, give it 45 minutes, thin coat of clear, 45 minutes, another thin coat of clear, and then look at it, and you'll come out with this. That's what happened. Something that'll just look good. Well,
even earlier,
not. Do I care? No.
People say, well, I don't take my cars to the shows because they're not good enough. I said, I don't care. Put it on a table.
Yeah,
Some,
no
you know.
shit.
Yeah.
I have stuff to talk about.
Well,
Most of the
stuff.
contests I go to, I spend most time just talking with people, how they got to look or how they built something, just learning something. The other thing, Jim, I know we talked about primer a lot, but with the airbrush, in fact, there was some debate the other day about, I don't use primer. I don't remember who it was with an airbrush, but in my experience, because the airbrush is able to put the paint on so thin, whatever color's underneath is going to, affect it. In fact, I learned that. I tried to cheat. I primered something in gray, and then I painted. I think it was an interior I was working on. I painted it black. I went, oh shit! The center of the seat is supposed to be red, and I masked it off. And I painted the red over the black, and it looked terrible. It looked super dark.
Oh yeah. When you're doing thin stuff like that, definitely primer. But as thick as Rust-Oleum is, you can kind of get away with not using primer.
It's not a difficult step. In fact,
my mom works at a body shop, and all they do is
primer.
paint.
Priming is great practice with the airbrush too.
Yeah.
God, when I first started priming with the airbrush, I wasted so much paint.
These both cars were painted with the exact same can of paint, not even the same color.
Wow! So it's different
this
base.
This one has gold base, and this one had a gray base.
With an airbrush?
Nope, rattle.
Nice.
Yeah. That tester's extreme lacquer. But yeah, the base color changes the top color.
I back in the day, I used to use testers. I think enamel rattle cans. I don't remember, but I was in Northern California painting outside. It is so damn dry, and just getting a good result with the rattle can was very hard. One of the biggest problems was try to get it thin enough so you don't lose your details. And then
this extreme lacquer is a real good one. You'll do better if you decant it. It's awesome when you decant it, but even out of the can, I'd say it's comparable with the Tamiya lacquers.
Yeah, and there was a couple of guys in my LA club that still use the Tamiya lacquers, and those things looked as good as airbrush. It can be done, but just not as easy, I think.
Yeah,
the technique is more important.
It's something that is something you'll lose with Rust-Oleum is like if emblems or whatever are molded to the body, usually you'll lose those with as thick as it is.
Yeah, that's one thing.
A lot of times also I'll sand those emblems off. That's just how I am. I like sanding those off. If there's a decal, I'll put the decal on, but otherwise I'll sand all emblems off. So that's never bothered me. But I definitely, I understand.
That's one of the things I love with airbrush is all that detail shows through.
Here's the other way around, Jimmy. I put the bare metal foil on before I painted.
Oh, really? Oh, and then you rubbed it off.
And then I put a little lacquer thinner on it.
Did they change your formula again? Because I was having a lot of problems with that stuff either not adhering or leaving glue.
This one will leave a glue residue. I don't put the sheet I got right now.
I used it back in the 90s. It didn't used to do that.
Like the Monte Carlo, I didn't sand the emblems off, but as much clear as I put, I could still put the emblems on the decals, and it looked okay. But like I said, this is going to be a shelf.
When you're using lacquers or with the airbrush, you're putting on such thin layers that you're not burying that stuff in. And say rather than have to do a photo etch for those, I put the bare metal foil on, paint over them, and then use the these guys.
Yep.
Which is a drizzle of lacquer thinner, and you can clean that paint right off the top with like bare metal foil, and you get your chrome badges back, especially for the small script ones like the Bel Air on a Chevy or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice. That turned out really nice.
All right.
I'll go.
I'm gonna go about five more minutes, and I'm gonna shut her down because I'm getting hungry.
All right. Yeah. They're still definitely
I went straight from football game to here. I didn't stop and eat. Yes. Well, I put it on before I paint. Chat on like that, but generally I do clear over it on the demon here. I use the foil, but I do generally clear over the top of it.
Are those the wheels off the Nova?
Yes, they are. Those the Krager. I forget what the name. They're Krager wheels.
I never realized how much they look like Dodge wheels too.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Yeah, the Krager 312s or something like that is the name of them.
The center caps look like Chrysler.
Yeah, they're like got a pointy, and then they actually say Krager on that center cap.
Oh, they do.
Offset.
God damn! I had that kit and I gave it away to somebody. I wasn't going to build it, but I didn't realize the wheels were that nice.
Go to Hobby Lobby next week and get one. I mean,
for
like $16. Yeah, I don't think I can get it to catch the light, but yeah, it says Krager on there on the wheels. It's offset on that center cap to one side.
I've got that Galaxy taxi. I bought it because I needed the suitcase out of it, but I don't know if I'm going to Pro Street or not, but I'm definitely going to hot rod it, but I'm still doing the taxi theme on it. I'm thinking about STS making me some custom decals for
it. They use the rest of the Nova under here.
That's what I use that Nova for a lot. Of the Nova and the 67 Chevelle for that Pro Street back app. Oh, I got the fucking hiccups now.
Yeah, I think those Kragers are called 312s. Is the name of them, model name.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was going to build that kit, and then I heard everybody I know that had it said it wasn't a good kit.
Yeah. Oh, this one?
There are a lot.
I have not built the whole thing as a kit. I'm going to do that someday. Built that
A lot
Andy
of people
Chevelle.
told me it had fit issues. A lot of fit issues.
But I built the chassis, motor, everything basically, but putting the body on, and I had no issues at all.
Yeah,
I steal the scoop. It's been on about 5 or 6 different of my models. Got that scoop on it.
That's the whole issue with it. Because I was going to actually build it. The glass or the clear parts fit in a little finicky, and the body doesn't want to fit over the interior and the chassis very well, but it's fixable.
Yeah, I'm a little ticked off. I started this, and I can already tell it's got warp problems.
Ugh.
So this one is already primed and white to do plum. In fact, I already did up the engine too.
What kit is that?
The 70 Coronet Super B.
That's another one. The front
I've
end.
already got body warping issues, chassis warping. The body's got a bad warp in it, and the interior doesn't fit. I'm really pissed off because the rest of it's going together pretty well.
That's the Nova. The interior, even with the body the body's not warped, the interior fits in really weird.
Yeah, the interior doesn't quite fit right. The windows don't fit right. It's one of those things. It's like, man, I got this far into this kit, and it's finding out. In fact, the wheels don't even look right when they're in here.
Test fit.
Yeah. No, I mean the rear ones look okay. The front ones don't look right at all. They don't look they fit well. I forgot I'm a lot farther along with this kit than I realized.
You do my little trick. Glue the wheel to the top of the fender well, and you'll make it fit.
Well, they fit. I mean, they fit on the axles, but when you look at it from the side, they don't look right. The front wheels look like they're sucked in way too far. It's just, I don't know. I also have the Super B kit, and I'm thinking about taking out of the body out and seeing if that fits any better. But I don't know if you can see it here, but you see the warpage there? You see on the right side?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it gets worse when you put the interior in, and it makes it twist even more.
Take the back wheels, heat them up, make the certain part flat, make it look like the whole body, like it's doing a wheelie, and the whole
Yeah,
body's
that's-
twisting. It's
That's
got
how it
frame
looks like it's
twist.
twisted. I don't know if you can see it here, but this roof
Oh
line
yeah,
is twisted. It's just, I'm so disappointed. And it's got the primer went on buttery smooth. It's ready for the plum crazy. It's a nice color. I already did the valve covers in that color. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing this. I may reuse the bottom end. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a little warped beyond saving. There's just too many fit issues, but that's the crap that drives me nuts when you get into a kit, get that far along and find out it's got issues.
shit like that'll make me like I said, make it like it's doing a wheelie and it's got frame twist real bad. That for a lot of drag cars when the bodies or frames are warped, I would make it like it's got frame with like it's got so much power the frame's twisting.
Well, and I've also heard that the windshield to dash has got that typical AMT interference.
Yep.
And I've had a couple of those kits where I've had to shave some massive real estate off the dash to get it to fit. It's ridiculous.
They repopped that kit as that Cornet as the streetcar version.
Yeah,
And I've heard nothing but good things about that repop.
That's why I'm thinking about. See, this isn't started yet. That's why I'm thinking about taking this and seeing if it fits any better, because it should be the exact same body.
Yeah, it should
Yeah.
But this kit hasn't been started, so the fact that it does look like the exact same body. Actually, I hadn't opened this up and looked at it.
Oh, it's the same.
No, it's straight. This is not warped.
There you go.
That might be my solution.
Because the Pro Street version is a lot older than that streetcar version.
Yeah, and what they did on the Pro Street version, like all the parts are gonna look the same, and then they've got a couple of different colored trees with the Pro Street parts. But anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll just build the street version. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Do like a whatchamacallit with it, a road course car with it, what's it called, a pro touring style, some bigger wheels on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm really bummed out because the engine was turning out really nice. We'll see. I got plenty of other kits to worry about right now.
Okay, boys and girls, we're going to shut this down before Jimmy burps a beer up all over his.
But I'm hiccuping like a son of a bitch.
All right, Bob. Have a good night, man.
All right. Thanks for coming in,
Yep.
Dan. Thanks for coming, Jimmy, Kevin, everybody who's in the chat still. And we'll be around on Tuesday at 6 o'clock Central Time. And we'll do it all over again.